Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Okay, so we've got that which we're waiting on. We've got that which we're waiting on. We've got this, which we haven't done anything on. Scooch, 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 scooch. We've got the thing up top, which we haven't done anything on. We've got this, which we're waiting on. So it just leaves this. So let's see if we can grab a 4 here. Hey. The trail ahead extends deep into the overgrown section of the Greenway. At this far end of the ring, where the long, lazy curve of the Greenway becomes the shattered landscape of the wastes, things are oddly quiet. Headsteads stands a vast farm stack, broken from its axis by rust or force, and lying amongst the overgrown landscape like an ancient temple, it is stained with moss and algae, flows of green running out from its broken tanks like frozen brackish tide. This is where Ashton is hiding, you're pretty sure. All your intuition points to the shadows beneath this collapsed superstructure. You roll the comm headset and give him palm. Slip the headset in your ear and fizzle static. If you want sleeper, you can locate the target. Yes. Copy. Hold tight till I get there. You hold your position and watch the trail. Ahead the stars wheel with the motion of the eye. Your mind wanders. You try to imagine what this place looks like before the collapse. All ordered rows of crops, corporate pleasure gardens, glowing farm stacks. Now it's a wilderness, a strange, overgrown biosphere bordered by a void of space. You smile, despite everything. It seems like an improvement. Sleeper. He's in the collapse step? I think so. Better be right. There's no way I'm following that trail. If he's up here, he'll have eyes that for sure. Let's keep to the undergrowth, work our way around. She heads off towards the central spine of the Greenway, with you following close behind. It is slow going there, where the overgrowth meets the metal wall, but it's so concealed you can barely see the glass roof high above. Ankita somehow seems to know where to go. Ankita works her way through the dense undergrowth, pushing aside branches and fronds. It's exhausting and you just want to rest, but Ankita shows no signs of letting up. Up ahead there's a faint glow from the collapsed stack. Ankita leads you around to the side of a broken tank. You both step through the opening, trying to avoid the broken glass that sits amongst the moss and algae. You work your way up the slanted tank, Ankita setting a deliberate pace. Somewhere water drips and you swear you hear birdsong. Hanging plants catch the light, coating the place in pale and sickly green. Ankita reaches the edge of the tank where it meets the central drum and holds up a hand for you to stop. You inch forward and look over the edge. The vast drum is like a cistern with plants growing on all sides, wet mossy islands at its base. It's beautiful, and for a moment you can't see anything but tones of green. Then you see the sleeper. In a faint circle of light descending down through the drum, the sleeper lies slumped at an angle. They are surrounded by crates, and beside them, on one of the mossy islands, is an object, a cylinder set on a tarp. It is connected to the sleeper's head. You flinch. Are they one of the others? One of the ones who escaped you? You squint, trying to recognize them. They are twisted, broken open, wrong. You look away. Ankita doesn't look at you. She looks at the sleeper. That's Amber's ship mind. You turn to speak to her, but she's already gone. She drops off the edge of the tank and lands on one of the mossy islands, her armor letting out a hiss as it absorbs the impact. The shot hits her shoulder piece, the ceramic armor cracking but holding as she braces for the impact, and she launches herself forward, the now activated drum armor launching her across the drum, because I'm reading too fast. Another shot goes wide before she reaches the cover of the crates beside the sleeper. You can hear from one of the tanks high on the far wall. Ankita reaches over and wraps a hand around a thick connection between the ship mind and the sleeper. What is she doing? If I come down here, I'll rip these right out of your head. There's a long pause. All you can hear is the dripping of the water from the walls of the drum. Then Ashton calls out, "I'm coming down, Ankita. Don't do anything stupid, for God's sakes." He appears at the far side of the drum, stepping through the shallow water, rifle raised above his head. Drop the gun. He throws it into the moss. As you lean up to watch, you see him catch your eye, clocking your presence. What up's your Ashton, you sicko? You ripped my shipment for what, some freakish experiment? Ashton approaches with shaking hands, his eyes now fixed on the connecting bundle of wires. Ankita still has hold steady. It isn't like that. You needed the ship mind. You have to understand. They would have died without it. What are you talking about? I don't give a damn why you ripped my ship mind. I ripped my ship. I should put you down right now. Typical of you, no curiosity. So I never asked for your help. You only have to look at yourself. That sleeper up there, they're just bait, right? To draw me out. Are you trying to give me more reasons to shoot you? I love them, Ankita. I loved them and I knew they were going to die. I knew you would never understand that. He starts closing the gap between himself and Nikita now, slowly inching forward. Don't do that, Ashton. Don't do that. Let the wires go, Nikita. Let us go. If you don't get out of my way. Please. I can't let you take it, Ashton. You stole it from me. You left me for dead. You think I'm going to trust you after all that? I need it, Nikita. I need them to survive. I'm going to take them now, Nikita. I'm going to take the shipment and go. Stop, Ashton. Stop. Seeing her lower her guard, he makes his move. A blur of movement, a struggle, a shot, another. You recoil back behind the edge as they ricochet on the inside of the drum, the sound deafening you. When they crawl back to the edge, Ashton is bleeding into the water, the red and the green. Nikita is standing at the center of the drum, the severed connection in her hand. The water drips endlessly, drip after drip after drip. You force yourself to look at the broken sleeper. There is no sign of life or humanity. They're just another broken object among other broken objects, while all around living things grow and thrive. Nikita... Lionel looks back at you, tears in her eyes. She begins to say something that might be sorry, but you're already gone. Okay. Interesting. I do not remember Euro. It's been far too long since I've played the original. Alright, well, that sucked. She's not even here. Holy crap. Okay, well, that... Alright. Well... I suppose we'll blow some dice here. Yeah, that's me, offshore Twitch account, sorry. The hell do I blow a 1 on? Very strange offshore Twitch account. Hopefully it's nothing serious. I don't really have anything to blow a 1 on right now. Not really. I got the mushrooms I need for that. Not that we're ready to start that yet. Careful, you don't want offshore Twitch account to break embargo. Well, we do need spores. I really hate to drop a 1 on this, but I literally have nothing else to spend it on. And that's why I didn't want to do that. Oh well, it was worth a shot. Time splitters, and why it deserves 70 negatives. Sorry. I'm joking, of course. I've never even played the games. Any of them. Hi, Zach Taft. So let's blow a guaranteed success here. He did more than that. I'm gonna reroll. Oh, and get nothing. Okay. Well, this is one of the big things I need right now, so we're gonna risk a 4. Nothing. God damn it. And now I've got a 1 again, which I have to throw at the commune. Okay. The crowds have already gathered by the time you get to the shipyard and recognize faces among them. People you have worked alongside with Cyril. The intervening cycles have turned their excitement to anxiety, and a few of them smile at you. Few of them smile at you. Instead, the nervous energy of the crowd fills the space, creating a feedback loop of growing tension. You pick out Lem and Mina and work your way over to them, pushing through the crowd. He silently raises his eyebrows, his anxiety obvious, but Mina flashes you a smile. Robot! Hi, Mina. At the turnout, huh? I don't think patience is one of the crowd's strengths. The sound of an argument towards the back catches your and Lem's attention. He's putting it lightly. The place seems set to explode. This isn't good. Lem doesn't dare answer, but the look in his eyes suggests he agrees. This is Astra Enghart of the Celis Foundation. Quiet. Sorry I can't be there to reach you all, and thank you on behalf of Sandra Celis for the work you've done on the Sidereal Horizon. Sandra wanted me to pass on her personal thanks for your commitment to the belief in the Celis Foundation's mission. We chose the Eye for this project because we knew it would find like-minded individuals here, especially among the ranks of the Venerable Habit Association. Like most of the core, we neither believe Erland's Eye to be a threat nor a rogue state, but instead an embryo for the formation of a new decentralized social structure, one where each citizen might be the master of their own destiny. A ripple of impatience runs through the crowd. They didn't come for a sermon. We were all pioneers, just like those core citizens who the Sidereal Horizon will carry in cryosleep to the planet that will become the Foundation's first frontier world, Celis 1. At the mention of the destination world, excited conversations break out amongst the workers. There, our citizens will be able to create their own innovative bottom-up economic order, aligned with the principles set down by Sandra Celis herself. Freedom, resilience, self-sustenance. It's all thanks to your tireless efforts in the Habitage Yards. As a reward for those efforts, you may know that we are offering a select group the opportunity to join the caretakers of this vision, the staff of the Sidereal Horizon, who will maintain the vessel during its multi-decade transit through interstellar space. This is it. This draw has been performed at random by the central AIs of the Foundation, and it's final and binding. Please note, only licensed contractors of the Foundation are eligible for the draw. I know you've all been eagerly waiting this day, and without further delay, I'll read the cell's identification numbers for those chosen for this great honor. That sounds a lot like Just Cause, actually, Zactav. A murmur runs through the crowd. Cell's identification numbers? Licensed contractors? I've never even heard the term mentioned. Is this something you're supposed to be assigned? You glance ahead, but his eyes are fixed forward, wide and shimmering. All around you, people are speaking in hushed tones like a rising wave. Astor starts reaching out the sequences of numbers and letters, and panic begins to set in. No one seems to know what's happening. Somewhere near the front of the crowd, someone shouts in celebration, everyone pushes forward. Lem. You turn to see Lem still staring forward. Mina's scared now as the shout starts. Daddy. Someone throws something at the entrance and it rattles against the shipyard doors. You see for the first time Habitat security stood on either side, scared, arguing between themselves. You feel anger rising in the crowd. Lem, I need to go. They might call her names. I can't. Lem, it's not happening. Lem blinks rapidly and turns to you. He opens and closes his mouth and looks at Mina. He sees the fear in her eyes and understands. It's time to go. You lead Lem and Mina out, shoving people aside. As you do, you hear the sound of scuffles emerging at the front of the crowd, of metal canisters bouncing off the shipyard walls. You keep your head down and walk away, the sound of Astra reading off the ciphers echoing above the chaos like some strange mantra. When you turn to Lem, there are tear tracks running down his cheeks, and Mina is sniffling into his jacket. You feel the sadness rising in you, too. They screwed you. Screwed all of you. You were never even on the list. The feeling is as unpleasant as it is familiar. You stare ahead in the tunnel as the security sirens sound out, a signal for the coming violence. Drive failed. I didn't know that was even possible, to fail a drive. Huh. Okay. Panau was just cause 3, Zagdat. But Rico shows up and destabilizes the government as a form of revenge certainly sounds familiar, doesn't it, Zagdat? True enough, Blade Toll. Well, okay, so that sucks. In 3 days, that will progress, however, so now we've got a timer. We've got a decent amount of money right now, so we could afford a drug if we had to, and I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and pop it now. Congrats, Kitten Fan. Although I'm curious how you randomize a game like that. So let's go ahead and take our drugs. Was Panau too? God, I don't remember. Dice for this. I need a really good dice before I blow it into that. Let's go ahead and take our jig. Well, 2 5s and a 4. Oh, I noticed, Takoda, you get to work on one of the staff on the ship for decades while the actual colonists get to be in cryosleep for the trip. Yeah. I caught it. Yeah, I was wondering why I was even there. Like, obviously, I was interested in Lem and Mina getting what they wanted, but, like, that was death for me. I ran out of drug almost immediately at that point. Okay, let's blow a good one on the aviary. Please give me another mushroom. Oh, thank God. Okay. Rico's at her bench, running small vials of some liquid through an old chemical analysis machine. The whirring of the spinning drum fills the lab with white noise. You aren't sure if she notices you approach. Sleeper, good to see you. So a project of ours has been keeping me awake the past few cycles, but right now I think I have something. The drum finishes spinning and Rico lifts the valve from it. This is something I extracted from those club heads you've been bringing me, and according to the analysis, it's a substance totally unique on the Greenway. Any idea what it is? Stabilizer. You're not the first sleeper to come here. Perhaps I should have mentioned that earlier. I just thought I wanted you to trust us. What do you mean? They came through a fair few cycles ago. We found them wandering in the broken section near the gap. The members who brought them in had never seen one of you before, and they were terrified of this strange person wandering in from open vacuum. They were quieter than you, damaged. We did our best to patch them up and welcome them to the commune. I only really spoke to them once, and while I was working on their wounds alongside a couple system engineers, I'd never seen a body like that before. I took some readings, some samples. You have to understand, I was curious. I didn't know what I was looking at. I just took a little of the damaged material, less than a thumbnail. The next cycle, they were gone. They took a little food and hiked out towards the wild margins where the Greenway meets the wastes. Someone saw them in the distance, but that was it. They disappeared into the overgrowth. When I saw you, I wanted things to be different. I wanted to keep you here rather than you disappear into wherever they end up. Yes, I wanted to understand this place better, but I also wanted to help you. It seems that somehow both my wishes have come true at once. This is for you. Thank you. Don't thank me. Those clubhead caps made it for you. Or at least whoever made those clubheads. It was right there, contained in their tissue. I only had to extract it. I imagine you understand how incredible that is. Where are you seeing a 6-hour stream thing? Offshore Twitch account. As you can see right here, we've only been streaming for 20 minutes. I learned enough from that sleeper to know that your body, your brain, is it, runs on some exotic technology. Exotic technology that has a time limit built in. Somehow the Greenway knows that too. It understands your physiology better than I ever could. It knows how to treat you. Just like that miraculous antidote that sprung from the mold, so too has this sprung from your presence here. The Greenway is speaking to you. It's welcoming you. I know it sounds crazy, but I know it to be true. Here's the evidence. And what I also know is that I'm no longer speaking to me. Even after decades here, I've never seen this kind of response. Not since the antidotes. So I'm going to make you a deal. You bring me as many clubheads as you can. I'll extract the stabilizer and give it to you freely. But you have to tell me what the Greenway says. You have to find it, speak with it, dig to it. Find out what being is at the center of it. I've traveled as far as I can. Can you do the rest? Yeah. Thank you. Sorry for the other sleeper. Truly I am. Sorry I couldn't have done more. But I'm glad I met you. You're welcome here anytime. You idle in the lab in case she asks for anything else, but she remains silent, so you drift back into the tunnel. Thoughts of that other sleeper and where they ended up ending in your mind. Become self-sufficient through botany. Yeah, that sounds like that's our stabilizer source now. But there's that seed. We'll come back to that in just a second. Yeah, I'll hold off on that for right now. Wow. 8 days before that's gonna bloom, so that's very much on hold. Okay. Time management games tend to be more stressors than chill for me. But, as usual, there's a difference between good stress and bad stress. The draw just happened, TSB. And we're now waiting on that. 2 more days. And 1 more day on that. Let's become a good waiter. See where this is going. The gyroll slides from the bottle into the lumpy recycled glass, a pale grassy yellow under the overlook's warm lights. The spacer nods and takes the drink, bringing it up to their face in both hands like an offering bowl. This is the good stuff. The stuff Tella says is aged in wooden casks, stored in some closed-off part of the old station among corroded wires and softly looping systems. But sometimes it's hard not to tell if Tella's joking. Either way, you like pouring this stuff. It gets on your fingers. If you rub them together, you can smell the mossy drink, cut through with aniseed, mushrooms, wood, as the alcohol evaporates. You like those who order it, too. The aged gyroll is kept beneath the bar, open to order only by those who know it's there, like the quiet spacer sitting in the bar right now. They're far enough away you can freely watch them as they close the bottle and tuck it beneath the bar. You call them a spacer because they bear the hallmarks, pale, vac-suited, bird-boned, and hunched beneath the weight of the station's spin gravity. The closer you look, the less you see a type. Pale eyes, almost gray, but kind. Delicate fingers that lightly drum the bar as if it was an instrument. A shock of black hair almost covering a forehead scar. Scars are something you've learned to value. They are what marks your body from the hundreds or thousands of similar models you rolled out of SNRP's biolabs. You find yourself rubbing one on your forearm, a rough little split, something that on the good days you might think of as a mark of defiance. Suddenly, you hear a heavy clunking at the door. It creaks open and a huge cylindrical metal tank tumbles through, slamming into the floor. Damn. Hey, tell him. Sleeper, can you help me with this? How did you get that up here? Are you gonna help or not? Okay, 1, 2. Hello? In the back. Somehow you manage to lug the huge thing into the back room, where you place it in one corner, dwarfing the rest of the contents in the cramped space. As you do, you hear a crunch. You stand back and look at the expired rations oozing out from under the tank. I know you like those. It's okay. You push the crushed rations to one side. That's the end of that. Oh, looks exhausted. Francis, I swear to... Francis, I mentioned him already. My guy on the door, deals with suppliers. Tall. He was supposed to be back from Etienne's trip in the Greenway by now. Back with our guy roll. Seems like he's lost again, or joined the Haifa commune. We need that guy roll. There's 4 other bars here, and the spacers sure as hell don't come to the overlook for the ambiance. She knocks on the whole thing. So I'm taking matters into my own hands. Welcome to the Overlook Distillery. You gotta be joking. Where's your imagination? This'll work. Might need your help, though. You up for it? Could be fun. Okay. Okay, I'm excited. I reckon we chop this thing in half. One half for fermentation, the other half we turn into a still. We still need to gather the ingredients. She turns back and looks at you. You look more like a chopper than a gatherer, so how about you build the still and the tub while I work on the rest? Oh, wait, I have an idea. Make it for the rations. How about we put a kitchen here, too? It would fit. We'll make it work. This is going to be great. The spacer finishes up the drink and nod the direction as they leave. You can't tell if the gesture is a sympathy or a good luck. So much for a quiet shift. Oof, that's a lot of successes. Hi, Just Shaddix. Hello, Dragon Player. You know, I've heard some dumb reasons to dislike someone over the years, Europe, but I think you're managing to ease into that territory. Okay. I think we're in a weird spot. Well, I'm enjoying it. Although, I will admit, I don't know if Takoda means what I think he means, but I'm starting to think the plot has definitely meandered so hard that I've kind of started losing it at this point. No, I don't mean losing it as in... I mean, like, I'm not really sure where we're at. Like, I'm keeping track of the threads we're on, but the plot has effectively gone away. Pretty much the moment we got rid of the tracker, I would say. I assume the other way to conclude the plot would be to take care of the bounty hunter. Because right now we have multiple quests going on. But, like, for lack of a better way to put this, it feels like the MSQ has concluded. And now it's more like, you know, here's your side quests, right? That's the vibe that I've been pulling here. And I have to admit, I've been getting a little bit de-invested because of that. I don't really have a good reason why. I'm still trying to chew on that. Like, right now, we have surprisingly little to spend our dice on. We could spend it on maintenance stuff, like getting more mushrooms. We could spend it on unlocking up top, and that's kind of it. We're gonna go ahead and pop our one reroll. 2 3s, not great. Yeah, that could be the problem I'm having, Dakota. It probably is more accurate to say that the intro concluded with the tracker issue being dealt with. Ouch. That was just terrible. Well, commune, time to give you a good day's work. Neutral outcome. All right. This is... All right. that's a terrible roll. So we're going to burn that 1 and getting some more energy right now. Okay. Right. So we need spores. Let's hold up. Hang on. Yeah, that's about to happen. Anything else about to happen? That's one more day out, and that's one more day out. So tomorrow, 2 events click. Let's do this here instead, actually. Let's guarantee that success. There we go. Now let's scooch up. Actually, let's scooch down. Since money is much less of an issue here than it used to be. Let's go and eat some delicious fungus. Sorry, Ross. Sorry. It's a game about time management. What do you want from me? Okay. So now let's see what this is. Spot Ankita on the track to the farm stack. She has a box on her shoulders working her way down the slope. She sees you as she approaches. Neither of you spoke for a moment. She looks tired, pale, and her hair is tangled in clumps of dirt clinging to her armor. Ankita, Sleeper, I'm sorry for what happened. Truly I am. I'm sorry you ended up in the middle of this when all you've shown me is kindness. I'm sorry. It's okay. I've never... Thank you. I've been preparing for... Look, can you come with me? It's easier if what? You see it. It's just down the way. Ankita leads on down the dirt path between the pillars. There's a wind passing through the greenway, a quirk of the air currents the biosphere maintains, and it ruffles the leaves softly. The sound makes the silence more obvious, more complete. Try not to think of the last time you were here. You've been trying not to think of it for the past few cycles. The image of the sleeper, sprawled, twisted open, connected to the ship mind, has been hard to forget. You realize Ankita is leading you back there, back to the drum at the center of the stack. What are you doing? What needs to be done? You stand on the threshold and look up at the tanks, green and wet, some glowing with flickering grow lamps. You look down at Ankita, suddenly so small under this hulking ruin. The smallest she's ever looked. She places the box down. You follow Ankita to the stack through a low tank, entering the drum at the ground level. It's just as beautiful as you remember, but it barely touches you. Instead, you check the aperture of the tanks for the glint of a weapon or shadow amongst the moss. Ankita stops and you look down. The mossy island at the center of the tank is clear now, the equipment cleared away. In its place is a soft mound of dirt, loosely covered with moss. Ashton's rifle stands straight, half buried in the dirt at the grave's head. I buried them together, Ankita says without turning. We both stand there in silence for a little while. How long did you know him? She takes a moment to respond, and for a moment you think she won't, but then the words come gushing out. He settled down a while ago. He used to run recon for a corporate outfit, but he got sick of the pay. He joined the crew as a sniper, and the first few jobs were a breeze. He was so cold, disconnected, always hit his marks. Last few jobs, though, he was different. I noticed that. We'd had a period of extended shore leave on the Eye, and when he came back, he was changed. I assumed he just had too much time off. He was right. I never would have given the ship mind. I wouldn't have believed him. I've had crew members double-cross me, undercut me, rat me out. That's business. He wasn't a good person. None of us in this job are. That's how we die. Alone. She stops, unsure what to add. It seems like she's reaching for something, but you can't quite get there. You feel the gap between you, and as you do, it widens. The water drips, the moss trembles, you both stand in silence for a while longer. You both feel it, life creeping back in, the silence ending. Ankita shifts her weight and starts to walk out. You follow her, suddenly eager to be back out in the open space of the greenway, away from this place forever. You stand outside and breathe the fresh air. You stare at the green leaves and the stars wheeling above. That's it, says Ankita. Trying to think of something to say, but you can't. She puts a hand on your shoulder and then shoots you! You turn back to her. At least take this. She forces a handful of cryo chits into your hands. It's what I owe you. She looks at you desperately. I mean, there's no reason to deny them, so sure. As you walk up the rise, the wind picks up and the leaves shudder. You walk faster, trying to outpace your anger. The chits are heavy in your pockets, and you hate them for reminding you how little life is worth. Okay. Yeah, money's money. It would literally be a waste to just let them drop there. So, let's do a reroll. A little better. Let's see if we can work on this bar. Neutral outcome. How does that song go, TSB? Money, killing money over pieces of the ground. Is Space Marine 2 funded? Well, there's a lot of ways to find that out, Juju's. Did you know that there's this website called LoreRunner.com? LoreRunner.com. It's the crappiest website that no one ever goes to. So I'm already going to offshore Twitch account? That's all the PS3 and PS4 stuff, right? Ooh, okay. I'll accept a neutral. The answer's no, Juju's, but like, come on. So, sure, you can ask, but I'm not going to look into that until I get the PS3 and the PS4 hooked up. So... anyways, either way, thank you for the bits off of Twitch account. Give me a moment. Hey, Spartan. Let's see. Pick and block. $5.60. Each bid is 1 penny. Shit. Blank block. And Dragon Quest 8. So that's 2 days on that, looks like. No, 1 day. Okay, so 1 day there, 1 day there. I've got a dice to burn somewhere. Let's go try to make some fungus happen. It's fall break here. Maybe that's why, Spartan. Yeah, whatever. Yep, no, that's about what I was expecting. Intuit. I think the first one we'll crank up to 2 is Intuit. So let's do it. Okay, we got some good dice today. Let's see what events just happened. Ship's gone. There's no answer when you buzz Lem's unit, but the door is open. Push the door open and find Mina sitting in the middle of the room playing with Bun-Bun. Hi, Mina. Hi, Robot. How are you? Bun-Bun is sad, like Daddy. Look around the unit. It's a mess. Dishes and glasses on the side, some of Mina's clothes piled up in the corner. Mina sitting by her bag, which is spilled out across the floor, her drawing slate cracked and dark. Let's tidy up. You start with the kitchen units, piling up the dishes in the auto wash, wiping them down. Pile the clothes up next, folding them neatly. Mina watches you quietly as she plays, curious but silent. Just started to look at fixing her cracked slate when Lem enters. Sleeper, what are you... Mind. He drops a bag by the door and slumps on the couch. Everything okay? You forgot the past cycles now, too? Wish I was so lucky. Look, now's not a good time. I just want to help. Help? Unless you have a sidereal ticket or two on you, I don't think there's much you can do here. You understand they've never even put us on the list, right? I've been all around the rim looking for work, and I've run into more than a few from the cruise. Turns out only long-time Havenage members were issued those Celis ID numbers, and they never planned to even consider us. Havenage says they didn't know that was what they were going to use to make the draw, and who knows, maybe Celis pulled the wool over their eyes, but what does it matter? All those hours in the yard for a hand-to-mouth wage and nothing else. That can't be it. Well, it is. They're moving the side rail up the hub now, you know. That's where it'll depart from. They're bringing in a ship with all the cryosleep pioneers and transferring up there in microgravity before loading the crew. So, we could sneak aboard or we could steal a ticket. Sneaking aboard is a terrible idea because these kind of ships are balanced for things like weight and food and oxygen. Stealing a ticket is more likely, so we'll go with that. There's no tickets. I was joking before. Those are just ID numbers coded to someone's identity. No stealing that. Look, we'll be fine. Always have been. I just need a little time. We got our hearts set on that trip, that's all. What if I got you on board? I missed you these past few cycles. I missed that optimism. Look, you want to go to the hub and ask around, be my guest. I can't get up there with Mina down here, and I'm sure the side will bring a crowd. But be careful. This kind of thing always attracts scammers and thieves. So anyone aboard, you take it. You need help getting there? Ask me. But for now, me and Mina are here sticking to the eye. I'll find a way. Although, again, that's a death sentence for me. I kind of want to let them go, not me. Or maybe something better? Like, because as Dakota pointed out, this is not exactly a good deal they're getting. Ironically, we have not opened up the hub yet, but... Well, that is the question, isn't it, Loke? And ultimately, that's not even really my decision to make, because they're the ones who would know. They're the ones who would make the decision, rather. It's their call, and they've already made it. So, I just raised my intuit a little bit. Ugh, fine. So we're gonna slam through this. Not gonna blow the 2. Well, we could. Yeah, okay, you know what? Let's blow the 2 here. We'll spend some money on energy instead. Okay. That was a 4 we just failed on. Let's go to our cooking friend, get a little money, get a little food, think a little guy, go to a little sleep, stab a little person. I assume you mean plot, Spark. To which, yeah, no, there's several plots going concurrently. There was escaping the bounty hunter, there was helping the mercenary lady, there's helping the bartender lady, there's getting Lem and Mina off the ship. How long is this going to take? 5 days, my god. Yeah, we already finished the big plot about Feng's arc, which, again, was kind of the tracker thing, but that was sort of incidental, story-wise, what we're doing. So let's blow a guaranteed on this. Which, at this point, it's not a guarantee, but let's do it. Big money. Quite the... Oh, it's Castor. Quite the achievement, isn't she? Sendre Celeste must be proud. You recognize the voice immediately. Castor. As you remember our game. Good. We're afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity makes Tavla look difficult. Castor walks out to stand beside you on the platform. The telltale clunk of magnetic boots accompanies his slow crossing. He notices you looking at him. I don't much like it up here, he explains. I hear there's some trouble at the Hobbit shipyards when they announced the results of the grill lottery. Yeah, they screwed us. I know. An ugly business. Sealists are too used to the way things work at the core. Exploitation is the only logic they know. You know why they built this monstrosity in the eye? Let's go with control. Certainly there's no corporate oversight, but that's not all. Sealess is built here because they didn't want anyone to know it exists, and secrecy is something I cannot abide. There are people being loaded on the ship as we speak. Sleeping people, locked in cryosleep like the person you were emulated from. There are hundreds of them. and Celis wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of the settled system without anyone knowing where that is. But you can do something about that. You're like me. You deal with data. You read it right out of the air. With someone like you on that ship, secrecy isn't a problem. You ping back whenever I need it, as long as you're on board. With you on Sidereal, and with some minor modifications, you can be my eyes and ears. I'll keep track of Celis' grand project through you. In short, I can get you aboard, but I'm going to need you to help me. I'm going to die of, like, lack of drugs, dude. How exactly am I supposed to stay on board there for decades? I'm a concerned party, someone who likes to know what is happening when it's happening, not afterwards. Yeah, it's not just me. Yes, your friend Lem. That can be arranged. It's difficult, but not impossible. The condition is, of course, that you go too. So I have to go. Okay. It's a simple offer, and the only one that we'll get on that ship. Please consider it. To make it happen, I need your assistance. As I said, there's a Celis Foundation ship docked in the now empty shipyard. I need the data from its servers. This will allow me to produce the IDs necessary for your transit. Celis aren't stupid, though. The ship is totally isolated from the station. You need to get on board if you want to access their air-walled servers. Once you have the data, meet me at your friend's unit so we can give him the good news. I noticed his importance to you, and the little one. So cute. You don't extract the data before the Sidereal Horizon leaves the hub, I will get the message. We have other options, but you are certainly my preferred one. Be sure when you act, Sleeper. Once you take the data, you'll be set off a series of events that will be likely hard for you to untangle yourself from. Point of no return. Either way, I recommend you stop asking around up here. You're bringing a lot of attention to yourself. There are only a handful of cycles until departure. Make your decision. Can I save now? Nope. 8 days and it's out. I guess the decision now is, do we commit to this? I mean, that would be my inclination. There's several other story threads that we're still kind of in progress in, but this is definitely the one that I'm most invested in. If I have to pick one, then this is the one I pick. Apparently you can keep going after you pick one, so that actually helps a little bit. Especially with the lack of saving. Because I really want to know where this was going, too. I do like a good point of no return indicator. Okay. Intuit or engage? Well, hey, I'm suddenly better at engaging. You might say this game is very engaging. Sorry. Let's go ahead and blow the guaranteed on this. Just lock that in. Now, let's gamble and reroll. Ah! And regret that decision. Alright, so now we have 2 1s. That's okay. I had a backup plan. Remember, never gamble if you cannot afford to lose. That's true in real life, too. You notice we're really low on energy. Now we're full on energy. I'm dead serious. Never gamble if you can't afford to lose. Okay. So, same kind of situation. We're going to go blow the 6 on it. Then we're going to gamble the 1, the 2, and the 2. I'll take that. We will actually blow a 4 on that. And infiltrate. This is why I kept my higher dice. Oh, I noticed, Dakota. Well, we got the data. Let's commit to this. When you arrive at Lemon Mina's unit, Castor is already waiting outside. Canonically, the next day, by the way. Forgive me, Sleeper, but Celis is already buzzing with news of the breach. I was expecting you. I really don't like you tracking me. That is unfortunate, because that is exactly what I'll be doing for the foreseeable future. The data, please. Alright. He slots into a terminal after some worrying, and after some worrying, a set of 2 transparent films marked with numeric sequences are produced. 2 tickets to an uncertain future. The child will go with Lem, of course. These are yours, but first, your side of the deal. What is it? Something to help us make use of you. He passes you the square and you rest it in your palm, a small, white, perfect cube. Suddenly, you feel a sharp pain and flinch. The cube jumps from your hand and rattles along the walkway. You look at Castor apologetically. No need to worry, it's done its job. Now it's for you to do yours. Nothing sinister. This way we can keep track of you on the sidereal horizon. Alright. Excellent. He hands you transparent films and you see shimmering portraits of you and Lem flickering beneath the surface. You'll give them the good news. Yep, new tracker to a new corporation. Great. Sleeper, what brings you here? Come in. You look to the side expecting to see Castor, but the wall is empty. The unit's cleaner, better organized than last time. Lem sits at the thin bar and gestures for you to sit. Mina's with some of the local kids. Someone has started doing lessons down the way. She seems to like it. What's up, Sleeper? I have news. Out with it, then. I have Celis IDs for us. You have... How? Yep, we're leaving. We have to pack. Holy crap, we have to pack. How did you swing this? I made a deal. What a deal. Color me impressed. Impressive stuff. You should stay with me until she gets home. We can tell her together. Sure. That'll be her. Mina! Robot! Mina, you won't believe what they brought us. You flash her the passes, and she looks confused. We're going away after all, Mina. On that big, beautiful ship as servitors. In 20 years, you'll get to see a planet. He puts Mina down and runs over to you and hugs you. Like, I love you, robot. Oh, I love you too. A while later, when you leave, you don't even think to check for Castor by the door until it's too late. You stop and turn halfway down the hallway, but there's nothing there. Even that little white cube is gone. So you keep walking back through the low end, deep in thought, excited and scared. Yeah, that too. There's a lot of possibility for this to go badly. Oh my god! So, for those of you not aware, a game we're playing later this year is called Colony Ship. It's set, it's an RPG set on a generational ship, and you're one of the middle generations. You're one of the people born on the ship who will die on the ship before it gets there. So clearly, this is a prequel to that. No, I guess now we're just waiting on that? Yeah, a little more shooting than this game. It's from... Ooh, bots. That's how we're going to survive the trip, is those bots. What is there to be confused about, Luke? It'll be hell. Nightmare. Endless death and screaming. They really don't. This is not a good deal. I feel bad going for this, but at this point, whatever. 4 more days on that. We're doing okay on that. Try to get some mushrooms. Yeah, we're not going to survive, right? Like, there's no way. We don't have the chemical. Whatever. Let's get in our guarantee. And let's take it out. What happens when we run out of a drug thing? We die. You know, that's an interesting point, Savacom, but truth be told, I don't know. Yeah, our organs will essentially stop. Our immune system will start rejecting our organs. No, the game has made it very clear. We've actually talked to multiple people at this point and confirmed that. Yeah, we've already experienced symptoms. In fact, that bar at the very top there, that's our current, immune health, whatever. So... let's go ahead and collect some spores. True enough, Blade Deval. You know, I actually have no idea, Luke. We could have suffered too much systemic failure by that point. The android equivalent of brain death. Was that the one with Chris Pratt, Yura? Or is that another one? So 4 days on that. 3 days on that. I guess we'll help with the bar. We're in a weird space right now, because we've technically beaten the game, I think. We'll keep playing, don't worry. We're going to at least see the stuff we've got going to the end. We have to try out that DLC, too. Let's help build this stupid thing. Yeah, let's re-roll these. Oh, much better. Just get some guaranteed successes in here. Let's buy some delicious food. Well, we tried that once. We're not actually sure what happened to him either, Spartan. That's the funny thing. His fate is kind of ambiguous. I don't think he enjoyed whatever happened to him, though. Let's just double check up here. We never did unlock this area. So I think this will be my number 2 priority. I'm not even joking, Spartan. That really is a thing we did. That is possible, Blade Deval. The unfortunate and frustrating fact is that we're told very little about the specifics of what this ship is going to be like. They're going to a new planet. It's on behalf of a corporation. They're scum. And, we got on board by virtue of agreeing to be a mole for another corporation. That's about it. That's what we got. Honestly, Borderlands is what I was thinking. Except less funny. Oh, I don't have engineer points. That's why. Oh, one moment. Yeah, no, we're probably all doomed. But thank you, Spartan, for dooming us all to the evil mega corporations who run everything. Wouldn't be Cyberpunk without evil mega corporations. What, in this case? No, I'd be out. You kidding me? Screw this setting. I'm out. Peace! Now, the evacuation ship, I've got a few people to pick up. Show up at Laname's. Hey, what's up? What is that? That's called a Star Destroyer. Don't worry, it's not nearly as terrifying as it sounds. Dead Space 1R. Metroid Prime Hunters. And War Within. Thank you, Smart. Let's go ahead and pop that in, because that should do it either way. Damn. Alright. Let's go up. Let's go ahead and drop. Yeah, let's do this. It doesn't actually matter which one of these I pick, really. Let's socialize. Sup? Somehow you end up on a fraction dry freighter for a long-awaited reunion between two spacer crews. Their knowledge is invaluable. Well, let's go do a terrible job at the commune. The dumping grounds of the ones. We had hacking early on for dumping ones. Now we have the commune. Oh yeah, we do have a reroll. I forgot we actually have a reroll now. 2! Ho, ho, ho! We're putting in a good day's work at the commune now. Let's do it. Yeah! Neutral outcome. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, those aren't great dice. Still 1 day on everything there. Yeah, we're leaving anyways. Bye. Thanks for feeding me for years, or days, or months, or however long I've been here. Bye. Okay, we built the distillery. Look at this. The Overlook Distillery in all its glory. Thank you. It's a house sourcing ingredients. I think I've got most of it covered between the food factories and the low end of the farm stacks of the Greenway. However, there is an issue. I am not going to dance on the poles for you. Well, Girl the drink, as you probably guessed, is named after Girl the mushroom. Girl. God, I've already forgotten how to pronounce it. That's what gives it its golden color and earthy taste. The alcohol is infused with the mushrooms along with the mix of spices. That means you need caps to make Girl, but nobody wants to supply us. The distillers on the Greenway are taking all the stock from the farms out there, so it's hard to get a single cap across the Founder's Gap. However, I have an idea. We can grow our own here. I can bring you mushrooms. What's your vision? Any outside supplier means they take a cut. Okay, maybe not you, but someone somewhere takes a cut. We made a still. We set all this up. How hard can growing mushrooms be? They don't need light, they barely need soil. We can do this, or at least we could if we had something to grow them from. Like spores. Exactly. And you are the perfect person to get me the spores. Think about it. You built the still, you're great with plants, you know the eye. Need I go on? Half of this isn't even true. Is it working? Look, I can't leave the bar, and the other people are picking up shifts. I'm saying it has to be you. Fine. Wonderful. You'll love it on the Greenway, I think. All that fresh air, open space. By the way, if you're paying attention, this is, I think, like our 3rd or 4th quest that vectored us to the Greenway. Obviously, we went there a while ago. But if we hadn't, a lot of other quests shove us that way. There's like separate quests shove us up top as well. So, she wants 3 spores. Fortunately for her, we already have a source for that. We're actually pretty good with the commune. So, let's blow a 5 here. Reroll. And let's blow another 5 here. Look, do you know how many hours I've spent in Spore? For the longest time, Spore was my most played game on Steam. I think it's still in my top 10. Anyways, I got your spores. You just left like 20 minutes ago. Uh-huh. I told you. I got spores. That sounds terrifying, Yura. And now we have to wait for 6 days. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and spend some money to get some food. Max that out. And honestly, I think we're going to start capping off a little bit since we now have a reliable source, which we're in the middle of processing to get more drug. So we're going to go take a drug right now and not lose our 3rd slot. Yeah, I noticed that, Dakota. Like, the timers early on are like, oh god, oh god, oh god. Now it's just like, well, we have nothing else to do. Speaking of, end cycle. I'd say pretty close, yeah, Yura. Obviously, Spore leans a little bit more on the mini-game kind of thing, but still, yeah. If you put a gun to my head... Looks like a knotted twist of woody stems, a ring about the circumference of a human head, consisting of a single stalk at one side and a branched woven network at the other. As you approach, she holds it up in the light of the lab. It looks like a crown. Is that really what grew? It is. I came to the plant this morning, and this loop was all that was here. The seed grew right back into itself, twisting up out of the soil. That being... Oh, excuse me. That being you encountered in the cloud, as you call it, was it wearing one of these? No. I suppose that would be too easy. A root crown. She places the object on the bench and shuffles to her analysis terminal. Her face lit by amber light in the dim corner of the lab. Well, it isn't exactly a plant anyways. Not what I could tell. No leaves, no chloroplast, just a series of filaments encased in cellulose walls. Where to grow? Seems to be a seed contained everything it needed. A self-contained entity, nothing less. That isn't the good part. Check this out. You see a cross-section scan of the crown. Its layers of plant-like structure on full view until you reach the center. There, instead of xylem and phloem for transporting nutrients, there's something else. Are those wires? I'm not sure whether to say yes or no here. They're not wires. They're not like in an electrical system, but they're filaments of conductive material, so yes? But you see those branches? They remind me of dendrites, neurons, which is frankly ridiculous. You look back at the crown on the table as Riku fusses over the scans. You suddenly realize what it reminds you of. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. Then you remember the crown they fitted you with, the branching structure of wires and pads. No, not a crown. They call it an interface. A tool of your emulation, your transference from neurons to electrons, an interface. That is your gift from the gardener. She looks at you, puzzled. Something clicks in her mind, something she'd heard from the sleeper she helped. She starts talking partly to you. If the club heads were made for you, then this too can be made for you, for your frame. Hi, Zar. She shuffles over to the interface, a word that has stuck into your strange branched object quickly in your mind. You're right, that entity is the entity I've been looking for. They are the entity which is controlling the Greenway, which has been maintaining it, supporting it, and guiding it for all these decades. They want to talk with you. I'll be here if something happens. If you wish me to remove the crown, just squeeze. I don't think it works. That was... okay. We're no longer pushed, no longer blocked and buffeted by the storm. Instead, it flows around you. You move and it parts, letting you pass. Something else resists, but it gives easily enough. You look back and see your body. You've left it behind. Somewhere Rico's voice is talking to you, asking questions. It's excited and eager and desperate to know what lies on the other side, what the entity has to say to you. You realize how long she's waited for this moment, for the moment of meeting between the inhabitants of the Greenway and its protector, and yet she's still on the outside. You shake off the sadness. You'll be her eyes. Then you see the figure, the gardener, out of the storm, planting. It takes less than a moment to reach them. You've never felt so free. This is what the Navigator must have felt, released from their prison. This, you think, is what it feels like to be in the place you were built to inhabit. Gardener does not turn at your approach. They go on planting, but their voice whispers in the waters like a sharply rising current. You grew the gift. Good. I am glad. I wanted to meet you. Then we are the same, both eager shoots seeking one another. How does it feel to be free of your seed? My seed? That in which you are contained, from which you will grow. There's some disagreement, continues Gardner, as if you're picking up on a long-held conversation with the others. They felt you were a danger, but they are always cautious, especially the fungi. They like the old, known networks, wide and stable networks. The fungi were cautious. Mostly, yes, although there are many among their number who favor short growth cycles, thick nutrient veins, and sudden shifts. He gestures out to the storm, and though you cannot see them, you feel the presence all around, sensing the audience with great interest. After all, they understood that it was I who made their crowns, and without them they would not have joined the chorus. So they see it as only fair that you get your chance to join too. You made more crowns? I made them all. was so lonely here, but before long I found them and began to let them in. We are millions, and we grow. I hope you understand, I am unused to speaking to your kind. It's been many cycles since my last conversation. I think it was with Chief Executive Trellick himself. You look around and you see it. Every growing thing, every non-human being in the Greenway is here. They're networked, connected, branching, and linked by this strange being, this artifact of the old station. An impossible dream of a senile farm administration AI, a living network. You could dissolve here, you realize, free of that decaying body. You wouldn't need to be a person. Why would you, amongst all these other minds? You turn away from the gardener for a moment and look back at your body. A tiny hairline thread connects it to you. You hear Rico's voice again, still asking, still checking in. You okay, Sleeper? What are they saying, Sleeper? Are you still there, Sleeper? Something in you sighs a long sigh. A sigh that speaks of an exhaustion beyond tiredness, an exhaustion rooted deep inside you. It stems from the effort of answering questions, of answering problems, of getting up and breathing each cycle. But something else resists the sigh, a yearning, a sense of distance, a desire to squeeze the hand that holds you for its warmth, its blood, and its complexity. You make a gesture that says, I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm with you. The two ideas spin within you, making you nauseous. If you break the thread, you will be free to dissolve, to grow strange and beautiful amongst a million others. If you follow it, if you squeeze Rico's hands, you'll wake up, back in that dying body with all the pain and warmth that entails. Now is the moment to choose. Thoughts? Like, this sounds a lot like another ending, and I should mention this comes at the end of a very long quest chain. For the sake of reviewing, this is not what I would pick normally, but let's go into it. Break the thread! Ah, we're gone! Break it. Nothing changes. You stand at a point of stillness. No, you don't stand. You have no legs, no body. You are a point of stillness, a point in the flow. Your mind fizzes. 1,000 new shoots break through the soil. They entwine with you, embrace you. Some part of you decays while something else feeds from that decay. The spores of your new thoughts float away in the shifting clouds and settle in new soil. And you see the gardener out there, still planting, and they stop like an old man resting in the fields and turn to face you. And you join the chorus, and together you sing the song of growing things. And yeah, the end. We are one with the eternal convalescence. Well, yeah, that's some instrumentality ending right there. Okay. Did we die? From a certain perspective? Yeah, we totally did. Or what's-her-face is going to be back in the lab being like, oh my god, as our body flatlines. Unfortunately, I have seen Evangelion, and I was not a big fan of it. But especially that ending. Exactly tracks, yeah. I'm with Dakota. The problem is that's an interesting idea they do absolutely nothing with. It feels like that's there for the sake of having another ending. You know? So, what happens if we hit continue? 60 cycles. We've been here for 2 months. Okay, so where is this in the timeline? Right before that. Okay, so hang on. Follow the thread. Your eyes track the thread across the whirling dark back to your body. This choice, you realize, will not be presented again. You don't dare look back at Gardner. You don't dare risk it. Instead, you follow the thread, delicately and carefully, like a diver following their lifeline back to the surface. The river whirls around you, but it doesn't pull. It isn't jealous. Neither does it understand. It is, after all, a river. It isn't a person, a flesh and blood person, what wants and desires and the capacity for love and hate. It doesn't understand you, and you don't understand it, so you don't focus on it. You don't think about it, on what it feels like in such a long journey back through the dark. Set your mind on eyes instead, on hands, things you can focus on, hold on to. And then after an age of crossing, you were there, settling into the chair, into a body in a chair, and the overwhelming sensations that come with being a living thing with a rich and detailed sensorium. The moment you feel like you made a terrible mistake, who could choose this weight, this anxiety, this deep well at the center of existence? But then you feel it, Rico's hand gripping hard around yours, trembling a little, sweating a little. Rico's hand with its brittle bones and crumpled skin. Rico's hand. And in that moment you understand why you made this choice, and you squeeze Rico's hand and you wake up. And I guess that's another ending. Okay. I actually wasn't expecting that. I was expecting that was a denial of an ending. Yeah, what are we thinking about these endings so far? Such as they are. Oh, okay. Sleeper, you still with me? Yeah, I'm here, I'm here. Good. Thought you left me for a moment. Yeah, about that. What? Who? Tell me about it. Tell her the truth. You tell her everything about the gardener, the strange farm administrator AI that's grown to be so much more, the chorus, the impossible configuration of networked plants, and the choice the gardener offered you. She listens attentively, but her responses are hard to read, and you wonder if she might have made a different decision had she been in your place. Thank you, Sleeper, for telling me. I know it isn't easy to say such things. People so often do not wish to hear strange truths. And thank you for returning to me, though I knew you had your own reasons. Something hard passes between you then, a kind of sadness for impossible choice, the choice to escape your body or to stay and suffer it. Her smile is warm and generous, and whatever wisdom of your choice, you are glad to feel welcome in this moment, in this place. And so, we were literally AFK. What? Then suddenly she stands and walks a little ways, after trying to escape an unpleasant thought. You worry she knows all too well what it takes to make a choice like you did. So, do you plan to stay with us? For a while. Glad to hear it. Hyphen needs new blood if you want to survive, and you're a good friend. Feelings mutual. You notice the crown in her hands, and she places it on the bench with great care. You can't help but feel a little curious what she intends to do with it. And she's gone. She's on. She's gone. She's out. She's gone. Then you're out, breathing the air of the Greenway, fresh as the spring morning. The dappling light makes a patchwork of greening landscape, and you walk into it, sensing the movements of the gardener's chorus all around. And you are glad to be here in this strange and beautiful place a little while longer. Okay. Well, that's 2 endings down. You'll, we've already got a third ending, which we're currently in progress of. Let's check our timer on that. I also just realized we might as well do the Mafia quest, because that probably is another ending. Looks like 3 days on that. Buy a spacer meal. Yay, that was useless. I haven't finished this yet either. Let's finish this, just to finish unlocking things. And let's do a 5. Which gives us access to Bliss. No way, Moritz. You take those substandard filters back to the people who sold you them. You hear the voice echoing out of the bay as you pass. And moments later, someone you assume Moritz is drifting out of it, dragging a pallet of filter cartridges by a tether. Hey, you out there, looking for work? Technically, no. I just need a hand. Get in here. Okay. The voice is coming from someone shorter than you expected. She's floating in the microgravity of the docking bay beside a half-deconstructed life support unit. Looks like it might have exploded at some point. She points a wrench in your direction. You know anything about these things? Scratch that. Just help me with the casing. Okay. Alright then. She definitely moves around the unit, making space for you beside the central seam of the dented case. Just take a grip from here and lift it out, and I can get in and unbolt it. She whacks the unit. The whole thing's twisted. You dig your fingers under the casing and lift it away, the metal squealing from the force. She puts her hands under, spinning the wrench to slip out bolts, catching them in her other hand when they spiral free. All good. The casing lifts off, revealing an ornate piping of the unit's interior. She whistles at the mess of ducts and filters. By the way, everyone calls me Bliss. Is this your bay? It is for now, yeah. Whether I like it or not. Bliss starts pushing and pulling at the ductwork, looking for fractured pipes. We haggle for contracts, but the good ones get snapped up by the bigger bay, so I'm trying to get this M2 unit running again for one of the freelance tugs. Small-time stuff. Hold this. We turn around fast and neat and maybe get a chance at landing something bigger. Something starts hissing and she quiets it with a thwack. To be honest with you, the way things are going, I can already see the other crews licking their lips, ready to take this place over. I'm almost out of luck. What happened? Long story. Some people just can't keep promises. She keeps working. There we are. This thing must have overloaded and popped half of itself out on the inside. You both duck down to the side of the unit and spot the exit wound. Grab me a replacement converter from the racks, will you? You kick off and drift over to the ball parts, where a catalog of parts sits secured. Colored tape and wet, sprawled notes flutter across a wall. A complex organizational system of Bliss is on design, or a big mess. Let's go with the M2. Perfect, you passed. That is, if you want to work here. Bliss rubs her hands and looks down at her palms. Truth is, I need a hand here. My partner skipped out on me and left me with a whole mess. You seem like at least might be better than spotting a clean air filter than Moritz. Sure. Wait, that's not all of it. My old business partner, they rinsed the place, emptied the accounts. To bid for jobs, we need to put down deposits, bring in parts, pay tug fees, and for that, we need chits. You want me to pay to work? Come on, it's not that. We'd be partners, straight split. I guess I look pretty stupid here. I'm asking my random passerby to be my business partner. I mean, honestly, I've been on the station for a couple of months. I get it. Thanks, I appreciate it. Look, no pressure. You find the money or whoever someone has, or you just forget the whole thing. Up to you. I'm going to wrap this one up for now. But if you're into it, come back and we can bid on new contracts and we can sink our teeth into something that pays. You can trust me. I don't say this stuff lightly. That's, I swear to God. Okay. We also unlocked a place to rent a sleep capsule. Hacked off of a colony ship and welded to the ring. They are surprisingly expensive. Why? What's the benefit of renting here when I could sleep 3 other places for free? It's 80 to progress down that. Don't worry, Inami Shao. You can trust me. Ignore the dagger. Ignore the dagger. It's for your own safety. Just hold still. All right. So she's several turns out. All right. Let's do the Yakuza lady. Roll. And let's do more of this, I suppose. Wow, this is going to take an absolutely huge chunk of time. Okay. Hang on. So this is lots of ways. And that's another day until we can start harvesting the thing to get us more stabilizer. Oh, actually, you know what? Hang on. Let's try it. We've already wasted money on the cat, right? Here, just for you cat people. Have some money, cat. There you go. Enjoy the money. Just throwing it in a hole. A cat-shaped hole. So sure, let's rent a sleeping thing here and see what happens. No benefit, as usual. Cool. 2 days until we get another ending. Let's harvest our, hopefully, correct resources. Yeah, those are not the correct resources. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get any of the stabilizer mushrooms in that. Not one. Okay, well, let's start working on making some more happen then. Blow that there. Screw it. I'm gonna get that timer started as quickly as possible. Okay, 4 days on that. See what's up here. Have some money, Bliss. Three days. In 2 days, we leave the station. Well, I might as well just sleep up here, since I am already up here. There you go, there's the benefit. No loading screens. Oh, now it's 1 day. Damn it. Well, shoot, I thought. Fine, fine. Let's go do some work for the Mafia. At this point, we're just going with the ending, Stridex, yeah. But the real reason in lore is because the condition of us getting the people we care about on that ship was what we have to leave on said ship. That was the price. Just getting tons and tons and tons of scrap here. Of course, working for the Mafia is extremely lucrative. Why wouldn't it be? Whoop! In a quiet corridor away from the main thoroughfare, someone has stuck a small recorder to the wall with sealant tape. Written on the fluorescent tape is the word sleeper. You peel it away, and as you do, it triggers some kind of improvised trip switch. Sleeper, Sabine's voice crackles. I've seen you with Yadigan members. Are they holding you captive now, too? I'm sorry if I dragged you into this. Don't trust them. Something is happening in the game, some kind of power struggle. You cover the speaker a little, their voice too loud in the quiet corridor. I'll come soon. Thanks to your efforts, I've located most of their properties. At the right time, I'll see you soon. Don't give up. Remember our deal. You stare at the recorder, processing what you just heard. Hearing Sabine's voice opens up something about you. An SNRP employee. Do they know that I know? You struggle with a mixture of concern and distrust. You throw the recorder in a nearby waste chute as you leave the corridor, still unsure who to trust, and head out of the low end. Okay. And now we'll sleep here because no loading screens. Yay! I feel like we're racing a little bit at this point. Up we go. There's a crowd, but you spot Lem and Mina immediately as you enter the dock. They're waiting at the cordon where Celis security are checking the crew in to board the ship. Those that manage to get up to the hub are crowded near the entrance, but even though they know their chance of getting on board has long gone. Lem spots you. Sleeper, we're here. You're standing beside a bag which looks to carry all the possessions they have. It's small enough to carry it in one hand. Hi, Mina. She is vibrating with excitement. She seems strangely at home in microgravity. But then you remember she spent her whole life in space. Oh, God. Do we know what the gravity is of the planet they're going to? You hand over the Celis ID films to Lem, keeping your own. He turns it back and forth and like, where did your friend even get this picture? It looks like my old Conway ID. You look, and a shimmering younger Lem stares out of the film, harder and clean-cut. I spoke to the guard here. They'll be doing orientation and role assignment aboard. Sounds like we're going to be working under the core crew, kind of like an intern. Cool, so we're not getting paid either. Are they going to feed us at least? What do you think, Meanie? Am I too old to be an intern? Following Lem's lead, you inspect your ID. As you lift the film, you see something strange, something that makes you flinch. The face printed in the film is one you recognize immediately, but it's not you. At least it's not how you look now. You squint at this ghost, confused as to why you hadn't noticed it earlier. It's a picture you remember being taken, a memory you didn't know you had. You remember signing the forms, walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. You remember the SNRP employee who helped you in, her smile clean and surgical. You freeze in place, thinking of the you that still sleeps somewhere in an SNRP facility, that won't wake until you are recovered and disposed of. And now you're leaving. Will they ever wake up? Sleeper? These guys want us to board. You gesture at them without thinking and notice the guard gesturing to both of you. You all kick off and float over to them, steadying yourselves on the guardrail. You hang back, letting Lem present his ID film first. The guard slides it across a white machine, much like the one Castor printed them from. You reflexively rub the puncture mark in your hand, even though there's no trace of it now. It seems to be your destiny to be someone else's tool. Lem and Mina are waving through, the guard smiling at her excited face. Well, let's do it. You shake off your doubts and hand over your ID film. The guard barely looks at it as they pass it to the scanner. A new life built from old things. You okay? You're so slow, robot, Mina teases. Just making sure. Lem nods and you realize how much harder it has been for him to cross that threshold. Mina struggles in his arms, trying to get to you, and Lem relents, struggling with both the bag and his daughter. Mina tumbles through the microgravity and pulls onto your clothes for purchase. Pulling herself into your arms, you proceed up the walkway, the entrance to the docking bridge yawning wide in above you. Are we family, robot? Yes. You keep moving up the docking bridge and then along that thin glass-walled connector, all the time Mina clutching onto you. The lack of gravity means you can't feel her weight, only the grip of her hands on your clothes. You both stare wide-eyed at the vast hull of the sidereal horizon and try to think of this huge machine as home. Later, when you settle into your bunk, after Mina's finished running back and forth between you and Lem with an endless and infectious excitement, you find yourself looking at your ID film once more. Somehow, since the last time you looked at it, the image seems to have changed. Still picture the old you, the person that signed up to have their consciousness copied and placed into ownership of SNR. Something else is scripted in the image, an underlying sense of self-identification. This is also picture you now. The you that survived the eye, that made friends here and found a way out, that escaped against all odds. The other you might never wake up. They might never live again. But so be it. They consigned you to a doomed life for their own gain. Their life is yours now. You will live it better than they ever could. I'm with that, by the way. You lie back on your bunk as the thrust of the sidereal's vast engines kick in. This feeling, this rumble, will be your constant companion for the next decades. They'll be there when you work, when you watch Mina grow, when you dream of the planet at the end of the journey. It'll stay with you when your body starts to fail, despite the best attempts of Lem and Mina as the years stack up, and it exceeds its safe operating period by a decade. It'll be the thing you wake up to in those rarest moments of consciousness, between which Mina will keep you in a frozen state in hope of preserving you until the destination is reached. It'll be there when Mina wakes you, tears in her eyes to tell you of Lem's inevitable death. It will not relent despite your desire for a moment of silence. It'll be the final thing you hear as Mina shuts down all but the most vital of your functions, and hopes beyond hope that you make it to your final destination, all the while doubting that you will. But for now, in this moment of departure, it is a new sound, a new feeling, and because of this, it is filled with the promise of the future. And so you settle back in your bunk and close your eyes, and in moments you are sleeping a perfect, dreamless sleep, the most beautiful you can ever remember. And then you all die horribly, the end. Remember, life sucks, and then you die. I'm not into these endings. I'm gonna be real. But yeah, no. Then a Star Destroyer shows up out of absolutely nowhere and is like, hold up. Just time out. Okay, listen. You, and you. Let's go. Where are we going? Anywhere else. Yeah, at least that one was an ending. I will grant it that. You know, I hate to hammer on this point, but you know, one thing I sort of forgot, I guess it's a weird word to use, when we got to Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. You remember that? One thing I really liked about that was that ending is really, really good. In both senses of the word. It is a good ending. It is a plus-worthy ending, but it's also a very positive ending. And it was weird because at the time I had no idea how used to you know, bittersweet or sad endings I had gotten until I saw an ending that was just unabashedly a good ending. And it was just like... Now, there's such a thing as a not earning a good ending. But LTTP's ending just kind of stuck the landing, in my opinion. Anyway, so that's that ending done. So, yeah, Origins. Another good example, actually. And you know what? Yeah, Homeworld Cataclysm. Good example. A literal horror game. Oh, right. We're sleeping. Okay, sleep. Kidding, Luke. The beast did not want that. Alright, so yeah, now we have Bliss, Sabine, and the DLC. Since we're right here, I definitely feel like we're just screaming through this content at this point, for the sake of saying it. Oh yeah, let's get a little energy in over here. Has DLC. We've actually already interacted with it. We just haven't started it yet. This time you meet inside Rabia's office, and though now you've seen it, the office seems like the wrong term. You find her stood in an almost bare, shadowy unit, midway through a sequence of stretches. There are 2 low stools and a terminal in the corner, but it seems most of the space is taken up by a heavy punching bag, rubber matting, and a stack of weights. Okay, I'm kidding, Luke. When Rabia turns to greet you, you realize she's missing an arm. The prosthetic she usually wears is set in a cradle near the terminal, a web of colored wires running to it. Updates, she says, noticing you looking at Armstrong. Nothing to worry about it. Oh, of course. Sit. So, Gia told me you have been doing the rounds, collecting ties, patrolling the ward. Some of the enforcers are really impressed. I hear you handled a few difficult circumstances. Nicely done. Yeah, I wanted to help. And you did. I hope you could see how things work here. A strong Yadigan means a strong low end. Both are woven into each other. I know that for you, life in the Eye has been a struggle, but I hope we can do something about that from here onwards. Though some of our members may not see it that way, I know you too are a refugee. That's why you came to us. Enough, Rabiah, Sabine's voice cuts through the conversation. I'm tired of listening to your affected nobility. They cross the room, Rabiah's baton in their hand, the end lit with sparkling electricity. Rabiah looks between the two of you. I suppose this ambush was another cooperation? No, actually, but I'm gonna stay silent. Whoops. Okay, apparently that was the wrong call to make. Rabiah takes this opportunity to act. She leaps from the stool and, fainting past Sabine, grabs the baton and twists it inwards. She's by far the stronger. She pushes Sabine to their knees, plunging the crackling end of the baton towards her chest. They freeze there, Sabine struggling to keep the crackling baton out of her skin. Stop. And you support them, Rabiah asks. Your loyalties are so easily swayed. I thought you had more than Yannick's attack dog, Rabiah. Are you not able to think for yourself? She holds the baton strong, and for a moment you think she's about to hammer it down, but after a painful wait she throws Sabine down instead, and then twirls the baton in her hands. Now what? They both look at you, each still catching their breaths, as if they've forgotten about your presence. Rabiah cracks her neck. You're lucky I didn't kill you. I would have every right. Every right! Sabine lifts themself a little, bruised from the fall. They roll onto their side and cough. Rabiah gives them some space, sitting back on the stool. Sabine props themselves up on the elbows and fixes Rabiah with a hard stare. You have something to say, Rabiah says? Say it. This is your final opportunity, because after this, no coming back. What's the point? She refuses to listen to the criticism of the great Yadigan project. Speak. So, Sabine takes a breath, organizing their thoughts. They go to start, pause, and decide another approach. Eventually they say it. Yannick is a traitor. Rabiah immediately flinches, her eyes go into her prosthetic arm, her muscles clenching, but she rides it out, more eager to prove Sabine wrong than she is to hurt them. When I came here from Essenarp, they glanced at you, gauging a reaction. It was Yannick who was one of the first to support me, to look after me. I should have known then, but I was naive and afraid. Sleeper, I know I should have told you I worked for Essenarp long ago, but I thought you would abandon me and you were my final friend. Well, you should know as I left Essenarp because I was running for my life. I leaked documents on the Sleeper program and the illegal and immoral practices it relies on to the press. Essenarp wanted me dead, and I fled as far as I could to this refuge at the edge of the surrogate systems. What does it have to do with Yannick? Sleeper knows you're Essenarp, I told them. And while you hide behind the cover of being a whistleblower, you and I both know you worked on the Sleeper program. Yannick told me as much. It is true. But it is Yannick, not me, who's in the pocket of Essenarp. Rabiah flinches again. I can prove it. He made some kind of deal to keep me here, to tie up me in debt, to lock me away, and in exchange, just tell us for God's sakes, in exchange for those. Sabine finishes, nodding towards Rabiah's prosthetic arm. He's been using Yadigan enforcers, like you, as test subjects for Essenarp technology. I have the data to prove it. He's been bringing them in under the guise of stolen shipments and having me fit them, knowing each one is capturing data and sending it back to its makers. It's all here. Thousands of hours of usage data, failure rates, error dumps. They're untested implants of Rabiah. They could short out, fail, causing cascading failures across a person's body. And they have. I thought the error rate in the units was down to them being stolen or modified. I've tried to fix hundreds of failures in my time here, not all of them. They stop unable to continue. Rabiah closes her eyes and breathes in. Show me. Later, much later, when you leave, Sabine is still taking Rabiah through the manifest of usage data. Both of them crowded around the terminal as Sabine leads Rabiah through each layer of Yannick's betrayal. As you leave, Sabine catches your eye and something passes between you, something like a thank you or a sorry or some other expression that communicates both sadness and hope. And now that's on a timer of 3 days. Interesting. This is on 2 days, so 2 days, 3 days. 1 day. So 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. There you go. Boom. And there's the ending we're not doing. Bye. But we won't get on board with that. Yeah, you don't exist anymore. Bye. What? And then they just Thanos out of existence. No. Their flight's been canceled. We've got a different flight for them now. Yeah. Get on the evacuation ship. Isn't that what we were doing? A little better. A little better. Where are we at here? Let's hold off on that till last. So let's see what our various days are going Complete active scenes? But... Okay. We might have a problem here, Houston. Wait. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, yep. Yeah, I kind of need to not do this. I wait. I reconsider. Stay on the eye. Okay, well, that's extremely awful. This better let me keep going. Yep, continue, please. Like, that's just a grief-stricken ending of bye. It's not that bad. It's not. It's like you Lim and Mina do still got on board the ship. Yay. And they're looking at you like, no, wait, why aren't you coming? And then you see them goodbye, and you never see them again, of course, because they're gone forever. The end. What do you want, Castor? Please, Sleeper, we both need to know each other. But now I only wish we'd exercise that strong drive of yours. If it happens to align with my own, then that is pleasing to me. But if it does not, I cannot punish you. What about Celis? Indeed, that is a matter which worries me. Sandra Celis has taken a step back from the public eye. It seems some internal struggles are playing out in their pristine halls, but I doubt core politics are of much concern to you. The Eye, though, that seems to be your primary concern, right? Yeah, I want to keep doing quests. Don't we all? There's the nature of life to leave things unfinished. I have so many more projects than I can count, so many games to play and things to learn. May your future cycles be as fruitful as my own. I'll keep an eye on you. My curiosity remains piqued. You imagine the look on Mina's face when she sees Celis the One for the first time. This excitement when she touches soil. The joy when she stands out in the rain laughing. Those images, although will not happen for decades, are what will carry you through this cycle and perhaps the next one, too. But you'll never know if they actually made it, because, I mean, come on, there's a lot of things that can go bad on the way. Like, a lot. Remember, life sucks, and then you die. Alright, so. There's our one. Was that the one? None of these advance. That's still two. I think none of them advanced. Oh, right, because I couldn't sleep. Duh. Because it would not let me sleep. I didn't know there was even a mechanic. Okay. Yeah! Who the hell are you? Hey, Sleeper, it's me. Do I know you? Moritz, I work for Bliss. You're not an easy person to find. I don't really have an address. Hey, no judgment. It's cool. So... yeah, Bliss needs you. Job just came in. Real big one. She's asking for you. Okay. Yeah, nice. Cool. Bliss just likes me to do a thorough job, you know? See you, Sleeper. Yep, remember, death is good. You know one thing we learned from Texas? It's that death is a good thing. Oh my god. We have 3 cycles to do this. Well, we're gonna blow the guaranteed here. Obvious. Yes, TSP. And, let's go ahead and reroll. Okay, that was worth it. So let's pop in the 5. And let's pop in the 6. This needs to be done in 3 days. I'm done. What? As you both wait in the airlock for it to cycle back of the bay, Bliss thumps you in the arm. Nicely done, Sleeper. We cleared that contract, no problem. Once we're back in the bay, we can check if the payment has come through and divide it up. Feels good. The airlock clunks and the lights flicker, and a moment later you're back in the bay where Moritz is at the racks, trying to figure out what the mess of tools Bliss left in her wake should be on. Hey, Moritz. Sleeper. Looked like, clean work out there. You look over at Bliss, who's already gliding over to her console. She twirls a little as she crosses the cavernous bay. No one you've ever met moves as well in Zero-G as she does. It's like she was born into it. Damn. What's up? I can't even... Come here, look at this. Just look. She spins the terminal screen. You see the details for the bay's account. You see an entry for the Ember's Wake, a repair fee, paid in full the moment you finish the job, but then transferred after. The whole amount was transferred back into an unknown account. So someone just robbed our asses. That's the work of my ex. He must have coded a backdoor into the machine before he left. Moritz, throw me that wrench. You can fix it? Something like that. Bliss brings the wrench down on the terminal hard. You flinch backwards as the hail of computer parts spill into the bay, a glittering arc. Fragments of screen memory, sections of the casing. When Bliss is done, she clips the wrench into her tool belt. Try backdooring your way into that. Can we go find this guy and kill him? Bliss, you want me to... No, I've got it. You go get me a new terminal, cheap as you can find. Cobble one together from pieces the Ord Exchange got to. Can I help? Don't worry. One of the first things I had to install when we spec'd out this place was a cleaning sweep. Watch yourself. She hammers the button of a row of laser emitters unfolding in the bay. They start crawling over the bay work area, frying the debris as they do in pulses of burning light. Bliss smiles. It's just that or space the whole bay every few cycles. What now? We keep at it. That account wasn't everything. I'm not that stupid. Once Moritz gets back at it, I'll secure it, flush everything else. Clean break. Let me take another contract. You don't want the crowd back? Oh, I want it, but it's gone. Could have transferred it anywhere. And even if I knew where he was, last thing I wanted to do was see him again. Sorry. I know you worked on this too. Next time it won't be the same. Yeah, better not be. See you in a few cycles. Cool. And that is now another timer. Timers. Okay, so that's a 1 now. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we have a small enough supply of good... God, I can't talk. Of good fertilizer as is. We might as well make good use of these people. Yeah, let's go ahead and blow a 4 here. Just to have a few more of those. We're working on it, Ross. We've already met, what, 5 endings now? Something like that. All of them have been various degrees of sad. Aviator is ready to go. So let's blow some big dice here. Come on, give me some stabilizers. 1. I need more than 1. You know, that's actually a really good point to quit. I thought about that. Okay, so I can make some stabilizer right now. Thank God. I'm actually going to hold off on that right now. But it's good to know that we have stabilizer in the bank, so to speak. Let's go ahead and blow the 3 here. And let's make some spores happen. Ah, yeah, there we go. Make some spores happen. Give me 2. There we go. I want this pretty much always going. Yeah, true enough. So if I come. I'm just smashing through endings now. What's funny is, for all the sadness, there's a lot less, you die horribly endings in this one. I know I've commented on this many times, but God, Choose Your Adventure games had such violent deaths. Tala comes to you one shift when the bar is empty, tapping you on the shoulder as you clean the bar. It's ready. Obviously, she grabs you by the arm before you can ask anything else and drags you into the back room. The smell hits you immediately when you enter, a cocktail of rich fermentation and chemical sharpness. The room is warm and bright now, the newly installed lights making the place look clean, whether it is or not. Paul has already pulled up a couple of stools around a metal crate where 2 glasses with a few fingers of pale gyrol sit inside waiting. Yeah, that's possible, Blade Jamal. She smiles. I haven't even tried it yet. You can see she's nervous. You sit at the makeshift table. The slight strangers of the situation make you both jumpy. She hands you a glass. Cheers. Glug, glug, glug. Ugh. The first sensation is burning, a sharp, nose-clearing blast of alcohol that has your frame querying whether you would like to activate safe mode. You gulp the drink back, and it's only then, behind the burn, you taste the earthy turns of the mushroom, the wood, and the soil. Barely there. Strong. Oof, that was heavy. As promised, though. You think? I have an idea. She grabs a metal ball from the newly installed workplace and adds a few drops of water. Yeah, let's add water to alcohol. This time the burn is a warm and glow, harsh but fading off, and the woodiness is less heavy. You taste something floral in amongst the marshy decay, something fresh and bright you never expected to find. It's really good, right? Yes. She smiles, and that makes you smile, too. Tala pours out some more gyrol and adds some more water, and the action's already taken on the quality of a ritual. She tucks up beneath the stool. She looks down her glass and swirls liquid. What's on your mind? My father opened this place, you know? She says out of nowhere. It was his attempt at making a life for us, my family, when we got to the Eye. My father, my mother, my little brother. They aren't around now. I'm sorry. That's okay. My parents had long lives, and my brother's somewhere in the Starward Belt. Ran off with a salvage crew. He's alive, as far as I know. I was just thinking about something my father told me. When he first set this place up, he wanted to call it the Bantanyan. He was afraid it'd scare off customers, so he kind of translated it, hence the Overlook. Over the last few cycles when I've been here, I've been thinking that I should rename the place. So, what do you think? Do it. That settles it. To the Bantanyan. Ah, still harsh. Oh, sleeper, I totally forgot. He lurches over to a corner and covered with a plastic sheet and whips it off like a magician performing a trick. Beneath it is a neat little kitchen, a sink, a work surface, and a compact oven. Your kitchen! She doesn't give you time to respond. You can make stuff anytime, as long as you promise not to raid the mushroom farm. I need those for the gyrol. I was thinking that if things pick up, we could start serving proper food at the Bantanyan. You like it? Yes. She gives you a hug, then stands back. Sorry, I'm just so glad you're here. Yeah, me too. As Tala tidies away the glasses, you inspect the kitchen, checking that it all works. It's small and salvaged, but after what you had put up with, it feels like a dream come true. Later, when she's done for the day, Tala comes back through the bar and you share a glass of good gyrol, the one she didn't distill. And this time, we talk about nothing in particular, sharing stories about regulars, discussing the best place to eat, which, after everything that's happened, feels like a nice change of pace. When it comes time to leave, you promise to cook for Tala and agree to let her know which shift you'll be working in the coming cycles and slip out of the cool of the rotunda. And in this moment, you feel at home. So yeah, now we can cook food. I'm not sure what the point of doing that is. But we've got 14 of these damn things, so let's see what happens. Lots of energy. Okay, I'm with that. Well, now we're just waiting on the Mafia quest chain to finish. And the mechanic quest chain. Then we'll hit the DLC. Well, let's feed the cat for absolutely no reason. And we're done. Go to sleep. Literally no reason to do that. Doesn't even give us a prompt. It's just, yep, you fed the cat. As you enter Rabia's office, you hear voices. Is that Sabine? Sleeper, what good timing. I wanted to introduce you to someone. The man standing at the center of the room, speaking quietly with Rabia, turns to meet Yannick. Oh, he's evil. He's evil. He's evil. Kill him! Kill him! Kill. Sorry. Sleeper. Been hearing good things from Rabi. Good to meet you. Likewise, likewise. Now, Rabi, where were we? Actually, the Sleeper was what I wanted to talk to you about. Okay, go on. I'd like to recommend them to your ward. They have shown themselves to be a capable ally on the Spoke side, but we have more than enough to run our territories. I hear the main block is proving more difficult. Yannick. Lol. It's Yannick leans forward slowly. It's a mess, Ravi. He waits, his tinted glasses shimmering. I can use them, he suddenly decides. Good to hear. I can immediately... 1 second. You here to work? Yes. Okay. You're suddenly unsure if he's talking to you. That concludes it, Yannick pronounced. Sleeper can come work in the ward anytime they like. Good. I know you'll be happy with your work, Jan. Sure, Ravi. Now please, let us old friends get back to it. He guides Rabaya away, leaving you standing alone. You look to Rabaya, but she's deep in conversation, so stunned and confused, you leave. Okay. Now we can woik to earn Yannick's trust. To take down the mob. Crime does not pay. Excuse me. Also blow the big one here. There's our energy back. 2s. I mean, really at this point, right? Yep, still 2 days on that. That's what I thought. Actually, what's really funny is most of the criminals in GTA setting tend to not profit from their actions. But most of the criminals in GTA setting are very, very stupid. Oh, that would be awful, Triaxia. First thing I'd do is I'd take over the entire station. And then I'd work my ass off for 10 years before someone kills me and takes over the station from me. Let's go ahead and collect some spores while we're here. And let's put in some time with the commune. On neutral. Positive outcome. Yay. And we'll sleep at the commune tonight. Wait a minute, are we communists? Oh no! I think so, TSP. Okay. Let's go back to working for the Mafia. We've got several we can blow here. And now Yannick trusts us. We started working for him yesterday, by the way. You almost laugh when you see it. The same small recorder stuck to a different wall this time. Written across the fluorescent tape is a familiar word, sleeper. Rabaya says sorry. She said she didn't have time to brief you before setting you up with the old man. I'm sure you got the play by now. Earn his trust, work the block, and we need you to get to his office. It's risky, but obviously you're the only one of us he doesn't already know. Either way, we need you to locate the link to SNARP. Rabaya says be careful. The data suggests there's some relay. Processing the implant data, sending it to SNARP, but we can't lock down its position. Either he's moving it, or it's moving itself. Or it is rerouting through other relays, so we can't understand it. Maybe you can find some details in his office. Once he trusts you, you should be able to get close enough to get to the office. You only get one shot. The final piece of the puzzle to end this. Good luck. Sorry. Be safe. So that requires Intuit. Oh, I'm not rolling a 1-up. I'm not that stupid. About 2.5 months, I think, at this point, Traxia. When we got our first ending, it was 2 months, like, on the dot. It was 60 days. That's interesting. Negative chance. Here it comes. Negative outcome. +6 cryo. And to bed. Rolls tomorrow. Range. dinner briefly, if you'll give me one, Okay. Yeah, the food thing, I don't know. A little bit of the setting could probably be rearranged to make the food thing work. Whoa! Sleeper, how have you been? Surviving. Yeah, it's the struggle. Let me ask you, what's it like? I mean, you know, what does it feel like to be a sleeper? Yeah. It's strange. Yeah, no, I can't understand it, you know, with your frame and everything else. But I want to say I have a lot of sympathy for, like, having have a place to survive and having a future. A lot of people around here don't understand that. Lawrence looks away and you notice him for the first time, not just as Bliss's assistant, but as someone with their own worries, their own struggles, their own life. You feel bad for not noticing earlier. Anyway, I got a message for you. Bliss sent me down. We scored another contract. That's the message. Look, I know last time payment didn't come through, but you did good work. Bliss knows that. It's okay, I'm gonna beat her boyfriend to death with his own leg. I don't... It's either. But before we do that, we're gonna work with the mob a little bit. What do you think? Is a 5 enough? Let's try it. Okay. Found it. Now look at the countermeasure on the drawer. Looks like some kind of shock trap. If you grab the drawer, you'd likely have thousands of bolts running through your system right now. Once you find the anchor point, it comes away easily enough. You pry it from the drawer quickly and quietly, and then listen for footsteps in the corridor outside. Nothing. Clear for now. You slide the drawer open, looking for the other countermeasures that might be inside, expecting to see a chunk of tech and the relay. But as you slip it open, all you see is a handful of wires and an empty implant cradle. Is it kind of some mistake? You freeze for a moment, unsure what to do next. Why keep an implant cradle so carefully guarded? Remember Yannick having an implant, a small plate on the side of his head just above his ear. Assumed it was hearing or vision. Those shimmering glasses of his come back to you in his memory. The strange look in his movements, his speech. You look again for the cradle, and there it is, printed on the side. Proprietary technology, property of SMR. So he's a flesh puppet. The device of the relay moved. What if they couldn't get a fix on it? What if Yannick was the relay? The thought hits you with a shock. Yannick, with a remote relay implanted in his head, networked to every single implanted enforcer in Lowland. Shudder us, are you? Good night, TSB. We're not finishing it today, don't worry. Is he even in control? Has SNR wormed his way into the man? Could he even be considered separate from the corporation itself? You think of your own legal status as proprietary technology, a puppet with cut strings. to cut Yannick strings then. Reach around inside the cradle and find it. A remote connection. A tiny bead of a transmitter, like you're controlling the link to SNR. There it is. You pause for a moment, then squeeze it, snap it from the frame, and crumple. Dying. Takes a moment before the shouts come, before the scream. You're already on your way out, down the corridor, through the unit that serves as the lobby to Yannick's office. You're out in the walkway where Yannick lies still, and forcers gather around him, bemused. You push through the crowd, and there he is, still crumpled. You arrange him a little, lie him down properly, feeling how thin his body is under the suit. I wonder how long he's been like this, a puppet for SNR. With the connection cut, nothing remains but his body, which means Yannick the man was gone a long time before now. You place a hand on your chest. You are sorry for him, but it is done now, and you did not kill this man. You've seen enough. The connection is cut, and whatever Yannick was or had become is gone. Your anger is hardcore in your chest, and all of it is focused on SNR. Cool! Yikes. So in 4 days, we'll deal with the consequences of that action. Yeesh. Let's make some food really quick here. Yeah, no kidding. Full cavity search. Why? We don't want to have any surprises. Ooh. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at the possible failure on doing the critical action. If we fail that, that is like 11, I think? Nope, 12. That is 12 fragile biome fills if we screw that up. No timer this time. Well, we could have a 5 on that. But I feel like that's the kind of thing that's better saved for, we need one more point, for later. So, instead, yeah, no, I might actually save for a 6, or a 5, or a 4 for that. So let's just do this one over here. Just a 4. Ugh. Okay. Reroll. A 2. I'm not going to risk a 2 on that. Let's burn the 2 here for right now. See if we can get any spores. Test something because I'm curious. We're gonna go ahead and put in the synthesis thing. We're gonna burn it right now too. Now we're gonna harvest. We'll go ahead and burn our 5 on that. That's what I thought. Do a reroll for a 6 on that, and this should give us another one of the ones we need. Yep. Yes. I noticed earlier it didn't do that when we had those already in our inventory, so it looks like it checks to see if you don't have them, and moves up the likelihood of getting them if you don't. I don't know if it's to certainty or it's just a higher chance. I could also be wrong about all of this, because there's some percentages going on here. Let's grab the first one here. And then we sleep, because we're done. Well, there's our 6. Jesus. Still 2 days left on that. So, blowing the 6. Oof. Jesus. Blowing the other 6 on that. Let's reroll our 1s. Yeah, let's blow a 5 on that. I'm not sure if I feel safe enough blowing a 4 on that. So let's not. There's no real rush on that one. No literal timer. That's 2 days out. So let's try to make some more mushrooms happen. Because that's just our maintenance at this point, is mushrooms. And snakes for some reason. There we go. We now have enough spores to start this cycle again. Wrong spores, wrong spores. There you go. Getting really used to that sound, aren't we? And, of course, we give a 2 to the commune. Just for TSB. Neutral outcome. Alright. That's some really nice dice. Holy crap. Don't really need it right now, but I'll take it. It depends on the people, I think, Sovicon. Not that I'm disagreeing with you. Let's go ahead and pop a 6. And save it. You and Bliss are floating in the bay's airlock, waiting for it to cycle. You pick a few leaves from your clothes as you wait. They float around the chamber as if carried by a lazy wind. Clean work. She bows a little. Well, thank you, Sleeper. You didn't do so bad yourself. Seems like we're getting into good rhythm. The now familiar sequence of clunks and rattles sound out, and the door hisses open. The moment it does, you know something has once again gone wrong. What's all this? Bliss asks a confused-looking Moritz. Beside him are a set of crates anchored to the bay floor. He has clearly just brought them in through the phrase airlock. Moritz looks nervously between the two of you. It's payment. He runs a hand along the crate. The Sycamore Seed crew just brought them over. He stops, but seeing the look on Blaze's face, he adds, they were very thankful. I bet they were. What the hell's inside? Moritz leans over and struggles with the latches on the top crate. As he does, Bliss turns and you. Don't say it. Don't you dare say it. Say what? You know that this isn't my fault. Moritz finally gets catch free, and the lid floats off, drifting up into the bay. As it does, a small brown lump floats up with it. Moritz reaches out and catches it. Is that a mushroom? They paid us in mushrooms. Not just mushrooms. Produce. Haifa commune should have known they didn't have a chit to rub between them. Yeah, the commune paid us in mushrooms, which actually is more useful than you think. Stop, Blitz. These are good. Fresh. We can sell them. To who? We're in grocers now? We need cryo, otherwise this whole place is going to be shut down. We can't pay for parts with leafy greens. I could use them. What for? 4 whole... Oh, sorry. What? 4 whole crates? Even you can't be that hungry. You can take a few, but the rest will sell. Or at least Moritz will sell them if he's so eager. Isn't that bad, Bliss? It's a step in the right direction. Yeah, they'll sell well. Looks like I went into business with a couple of wannabe farmers. Lady, I am already a farmer, a distillery, a mafia don enforcer. God, what else have I done at this point? Shipbuilder, shipwright, ship repairer. Remember the commune, that's kind of the farming thing. Cook, yeah, we're a cook. Babysitter, yep, we're a babysitter. Prove me that. Show me this is a windfall. She kicks away towards the new, patched-together terminal. Until then, I'll be working on how to keep this place open. 4 days on that one. Yeah, deliveryman. We were a corporate stoolie for, like, one of the endings. Before that went away. Okay, one more day on the Mafia thing, speaking of which. We have a lot of really good dice to burn right now. Let's cook some mushrooms. What the hell do we blow those on? This is a weird situation. Like, we could get scrap, but we already have 13 scrap just clanging around in our inventory. Ugh.
You need a chandelier moment.
I need a chandelier.
Have you told them about the chandelier? Well, I mean, most of them probably.
They probably know about it regardless of me, but no, I have not, is the answer to your question. Really? Well, we'll see where that goes, Bregman.
Yeah.
Just, okay. Lisa just got me.
I already put a banana milkshake on. I got myself a sandwich. I've been better about it. Yeah, I made a new friend.
Aldo, that was it.
Yeah. I'm taking my break from exercising some.
Okay, so...
But you and I are the last two that went left.
Oh, okay. I figured, but good to know. Why is... Okay.
I told you I think it's a 10-hit thing.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me, sadly. Especially knowing you.
Which if it's like the inflammation I got in my thumb tendon,
Mm-hmm.
then it takes a couple of months to heal.
I am sorry you have to deal with that.
It's okay. I don't like it is getting better. Like before, it was like I couldn't do anything with this one.
Yeah.
Currently, I just can't do some things. It's not even most things.
We'll try that. I apologize for the delay, everybody. Oh my god. Okay. I don't know what to use our dice on. I guess we can make mushrooms? Is there anything we can do here? What's that do? That just makes us money. We really don't need money. We've like passed that point of the game, which I'm actually happy about, but it's just kind of weird. Sure, let's just make spores. Like lots and lots and lots of spores. Screw it. Well, now we have plenty of spores for future cycles. Time to sleep in the commune. wonder how many bad endings there are in the early game, because we just kind of dovetailed through most of those. Dovetailed is the wrong word. Dodged? We'll go with dodged. Dodged through most of those. Oh, hey. Okay, so. Even before you enter the office, you can hear the sound of Rabaya working with the heavy bag. She's hammering it, the chain creaking as it shakes with each hit. She's been like this since... Sabine doesn't finish the sentence. They are sitting on a stool looking at the terminal in the corner, pulling through the SNARP data you pulled. Is she okay? Just angry. We all are. But you have to remember that she knew Yannick a long time. What SNARP did... Rabaya stops punching, and in the silence you can hear her breathing hard. Sabine looks over, and you realize something between them. You realize you haven't seen them together since they tried to kill each other. A lot has changed since then. They hooked him up like a puppet! Rigged that thing in his head so they could control him, pushed the old Yannick out. I don't know why he let them in, but it's a lesson. Don't let them in. Yadigan shouldn't deal with corporations, and we never will again. She comes away from the back. At least Yannick's death has been treated as natural. There's a chance we come back from this, that Yadigan can hold on, but there are opportunists trying to take control. Sabine turns to you. Yes, but now the connection's been broken. I've been looking at removing the trackers from the implants in Yadigan's enforcers. It's a significant job, but I think with time I can do the surgeries. Rabaya walks away from the bag towards the far side of the unit. Those surgeries will never happen if Yadigan collapses. Will Yadigan really collapse? I don't think so, no. Rabaya doesn't either. At least not when she's calm. What I understand now is Yadigan can be something if we want it to be. Coming here from SNARP, from the core worlds, all I saw was a gang. And with Yannick keeping me on a tight leash, Rabaya believes, and I want to believe. I also want to be done with SNARP, but I doubt they are done with me. Are you and Rabaya? Yes, Sleeper, isn't that obvious? I've been wanting to say, I'm sorry I didn't tell you where I came from. I know I've apologized before, but I want to again. Properly. When I leaked the data on the Sleeper program, it was trying to help people, like you. But after all the cycles here being pushed down, pushed around, trying to survive, all that got away from me. So when you turned up, it shook me. They run a hand through their hair. But I ended up here, so... Oh, of course. They reach out of the pocket and take out a handle of files. These are the last of the case. You can have them. After these last few, I don't know what we can do. With the SNARP connection broken, they look down. But I know there's other ways. Repairs, other pharmaceuticals. I heard there's some labs on the Greenway. Hint, hint. Go do the Greenway thing you've already done. Sorry, I can't do more. That's okay. Thank you for everything. Rabaya crosses and sits beside Sabine. They both look at each other, and you can't help but smile at the idea of them together. What are you plotting? Later when you leave, you take the handful of vials out of your pocket and look at them. You can still feel that core of anger deep down inside. You don't know if it'll ever leave. But SNARP doesn't own you anymore. They can't. Because this place, these people own you. They're what makes you get up every cycle. They're what keeps you breathing. You put the vials away and walk through the low end. Your senses tuned to every sight, every smell, and every sound. Soaking it all in. Living. 3. That was 3 stabilizers. That's a hell of a stopgap there. And yeah, that is interesting because that means we would be completely cut off if we hadn't discovered the alternate method through the garden. That also means that story arc is over. So all that's left is the shipyard. No, the repair yard, excuse me. Which is waiting for 3 days. Does anybody know, real question, TSB's gone, if starting the DLC takes us away? Like, usually DLC is go to this other place, right? Go to this other zone. That's why I've been hesitant to even start this. I know, Brigman, and I'm sorry. No, I do not, Ross. Yeah, the way they define medical help in this country is broken, I think is the best word to use for that. One might also use the word unacceptable. It's just selling off for money. I'm in the really, really weird place of not having anything to do until I start the DLC. I'm just waiting for this timer. Hey, Blue Elf Alex. Thank you, as always, for your support. I do appreciate it. Unfortunately, it sounds like you're not doing well, so I hope you have a good evening. And things turn around a bit. Horseshoe crabs? No, they're delicious. I'm joking, I've never had one. Trails of Sky, Trails of Crossbell. And Cold Steel. Yeah, I'm in the really weird position where I feel like just sleeping for 3 days. In game, not in real life. Ugh, colds suck. Hope you get over it soon. I'm gonna do one thing. Really quick. I'm gonna blow my one here. Give me that free energy. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was a neutral outcome. Holy crap. Alright, so what don't I usually do? Let's see. Can't do anything there. Can't do anything there. Unfortunately, the two ships aren't in right now. We can do a shift at the bar to make money. We can play the exchange. Sure, let's blow a 6 on that. Why not? Just make money. Fabricator, I think, is just for building the thing. Yep. He, of course, gives us our delicious, delicious food. Tea house. Oh, hey, we can actually do that now. Oh, that's even worse. I actually know a couple people have that exact same issue, Blue Fellas. My sympathy. One of them actually has to go and get antibiotics pretty much each time. Plus 24 cryo. That's more cryo generation. I'll be a freight operator for a while. Sure, why not? That's just to buy and sell. Why not? We might... What else could we possibly use right now? Ugh. Once again, my sympathies to Dakota. As much as people joke, I think my immune system's gotten better living with 3 adorable nieces, not worse. What was I gonna do? Oh, right. This one. Not that I need scrap, but, you know, we don't really do this as much. Nice. And now we sleep. For 4 days. Or 3 days, or whatever it is. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we haven't bathed the sun yet. Let's do that. Just for the love of it. Sure. Let's just blow a 6 on that. After a long rest in the sun, you feel buzzed from the glow, your thick synthetic skin warm to the touch. And that was +3 energy on a positive. Cheers. Let's forage for fungus. And then, I don't know. I know what we'll do. Go up here. Oh. I thought there was a dice action there. Whoops. My bad. Does someone with access to Google, could you do me a quick favor? There's a Mario Party game coming out soon. I don't remember the name of it, though. Could you please look that up and what date that's coming out? Yes, it is. October 17th. Mario Party Jamboree, that's right. Thank you, Bergman. Ah, sure, let's gamble. I've noticed mushrooms are really, like, one of the most useful currencies in this game. Like, we can use them for food, we can use them for money, we could use them for Occupant's quests, like we're going to be doing for the DLC. I mean, look at our inventory. Over half of our inventory is mushrooms. Speaking of, let's test a theory here. That's what I thought. Let's just let that sit. I love the way that Pippin says mushrooms in Fellowship of the Ring. I know that's a weird thing, but I can never repeat the way he says it. He has such a unique accent in how he says it. Ooh. God, we're playing Herb Man again. Yeah, mushrooms. He says it so naturally, though. I wonder how many takes it took. Because we know Peter Jackson was really a stickler about that. Sleeper. It's time. Big job came in. Grand finale. You ready for it? I'm ready. Alright then, we're in business. This has to work, Sleeper. It has to. If it doesn't, are we in trouble? The Bay, you mean? We were already in trouble before you got here. The work so far hasn't been enough. Look, Bliss has had a rough time of it. I thought you of all people would understand that. Sorry, didn't mean to be. Bliss is a good one. She gave me a chance. I owe her. I know you have your own things going on, Sleeper. We all do, but the Bay needs someone. Bliss needs someone. Hell, I need someone to help me keep Bliss from spinning out completely. Well, there's not much I can do, and I'd hate not to pay back my debts. Gotta get back. I'm out. See you up there. Oh, we have 3 now. Let's sit on that. We don't know what we're going to need for the DLC yet. That's why we're sitting on the upgrade points. Oh, what is that thing? Oh my god. Okay, so we have 6 days in order to get through this. So a failure on the left costs us energy, but a failure on the right costs us progress. That's interesting. But the one on the right gives us more progress, and we have several 5s on us. Interesting, Arspruce. Well, either way, we're going to be doing the DLC tomorrow. And finishing the game tomorrow. Oh, now we need dice. Alright. Okay. Let's re-roll. I should have done that first. I don't know why I didn't do that first. Reroll, we go up. Blow a 6. Blow the 6 over here. Yeah, not quite halfway through on one day isn't too bad. Now we're going to go down. We're going to get our energy from cooking mushrooms because we have tons of mushrooms. 15 mushrooms on us, so let's refill from that. And honestly, we're going to go ahead and pop a stabilizer. Normally I wouldn't be that loose with that, but in the point of the game we're at, like, we've already beaten the game, what, 5 times? So I can afford not to be conservative. Those are some good rolls. And 2 terrible rolls. Looks like we'll finish tomorrow, assuming we have some decent dice, which hopefully... This is for you, TSB. If you're watching in the VOD, this is for you. Oh, up top. I thought you meant buying mushrooms, and I'm like, these are good. Okay. Blow the big one first, obvious. And we'll go and blow our 5 over here in the safe zone. Ooh, shepherd's pie. What kind of shepherd's pie are you making, Brigman? The atmosphere in the airlock is euphoric. You and Bliss keep grinning at each other like idiots. Exhausted, blinded, sore, and aching idiots. Sleeper, that was incredible. I never thought we were going to make it. Those idiots tangled the whole thing up like nothing I've ever seen. Yeah, we make a good team. Ooh, beef and mushroom. As the lock's inner door clunks open, Moritz gives a rare whoop. He looks exhausted too, and for good reason. Moritz has been the one ferrying tools and parts back and forth from the ship. His tired smile will tell you he's glad it's done. Sleeper, Bliss. Impressive. When I saw that the ship had come in, I thought there was no way. I thank you, Moritz, for believing in us. Yeah, you know what I mean. Take the compliment. I think you should be the one to do the honors. She nods to the ragged-looking console that Moritz assembled. I don't want to jinx it. I'm going to check the console. I glide over to the console and check the screen. It takes a second to see what you're doing through the flickering, cracked display, but after a moment you see the accounts. And there it is, almost 1,000 cryo sat in the base account. Well, have we been screwed again? Nope, it's there. Ah. Bliss kicks off from the floor and spins up into the bay, shouting as she does. The noise takes Morris by surprise, and he knocks a rack of parts, scattering handfuls of metal fixing across the bay. The sight is something. Glinting steel catching the work lights like glitter. Sorry, I needed that. She kicks off and joins you at the terminal. Mort's even managed to sell the produce. We made a tidy profit, eventually. Here, she loads a stack of blank chits into the terminal and transfers a chunk of the crowd to them. This is your cut. Bliss hands you the chits. Thank you for believing in this place, even when I couldn't. When you first met, I was on the edge of giving up. All it would have taken us one more push, but now this place is sparking again. Work is coming in, there's funds on the account. Even Moritz has a spring in his step. That's because of you. He likes you. Yeah, he's a good kid. He isn't bad, is he? She leans in closer. You know he came here looking to rob the place? I gave him a job instead. Don't tell him I told you that. I just thought it might help you understand the kid. Moritz looks at you and both Bliss awkwardly wave. Maybe it's time to change the subject. So what now? From here on out, it's going to be a little easier. I'm going to look for some component contracts, stuff that'll keep us inside the bay, not out of the black. No need to risk our necks if we don't need to. You want to cash out? That's fine, but there'll always be work here when you need it. I appreciate it. She smiles and then out of nowhere gives you a hug. She steps back and glances around reflexively. Take care. You too. And sleeper. Don't spend all that at once. That was 300. What'd you figure for that? However, it looks like that storyline is not done. In 6 days, there's another story. We can also just make money off of doing some of the work there. Wow, our quest log is literally just do the DLC. That's actually funny. Okay. Yep, time to feed the cat. Hey, cat. I got some food for you, cat. I have more money than I know what to do with, cat. Here you go, cat. Have some food. I'm gonna laugh if there is a cat, like, follow through on that. Neutral outcome, stray fed. Probably Dakota. Because, yeah, I noticed there's a sleeping zone in every, or a sleeping spot in every zone. Well, what can we do over here? We don't do this very often. We can buy some scrap, which we don't want to do. We can unload containers. Sure. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna kind of fast forward a little bit is what we're gonna do. So let's go to the Mushroom Grove. Let's make mushrooms happen. Roll that. You know what? I don't even feel like burning the one. I don't even feel like it. Let's just do it. End cycle. 6 days. 6 days. More mushrooms, please. More mushrooms. More mushrooms. And back to bed. Like I said, we're just gonna fast forward this a little bit. The cat's like, where's my food? I like to think we just left a bag of cat food. Yes, the mice and its have taken root. We are one with the eternal convalescence. I guess we could spend them here. Why not? Some of those really nice mushrooms. Immediately grow new ones. So that explains Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. Sorry, that's a really dumb reference. I just had to go for it. Alright, more spores. More spores. And a terrible day of work at the commune. The second one I'm doing for UTSB. For those of you, just to explain the reference, because I know some people hate it when I don't explain references. In Chippendale's Rescue Rangers, which was a cartoon show and also a comic back in the day, the main villain, one of the main villains, is called Fat Cat. Why did all the lights go off? Did you see that? Is that a bug? Is this the world ending? Oh, we still got 3 days on that. Really, Dakota? Well designed, or do you know? We could buy some ship fragments. Yeah, sure. Let's do this. Let's haggle. Alright. Here. Have some money. You never know, I might need another ship mind at some point, and this is pretty much the way to get them, so... Seriously, why are all the lights off? It's kind of creeping me out. No, fair, Dakota. Okay, let's gamble with a 6. Why not? I mean, System Shock is known for atmosphere, so that tracks. I mean, the shocks in general are known for atmosphere. I should clarify that sentence. 5. Two more days. I feel silly trying to optimize. I'm just being paranoid because I don't know what the DLC is going to require. So what I'm literally doing, in case you're wondering, is I'm stocking resources because I have no idea what the DLC is going to expect of me. So I'm getting mushrooms and parts, ship mine fragments, and stabilizer, and money, just in case. Oh god, that would be pretty funny, actually. Just put these here. If the DLC takes away my resources, this is all for nothing. I like to be prepared, just in case. You never know. Put it on a day's work. And sleep. One more day. This runs on other systems. Isn't this on like every console? Maybe I'm thinking of the other one. Okay, so yeah, one more day. I was right. Didn't say correctly. What do we got? What's the one last job? Sleeper, long time. Morse is smiling. Good to see you. Same. How you been? Actually, I've been doing great. Waiting for you. In the terms of this game, I'm currently in a state of being rich. So, like, hurry up so I can stop being rich. See, all those billionaires make sense to me now. They're also bored. Good to hear it. I know you'd make it work. You're a smart one. Hey, look, I'm not here to chat, though. I know Bliss said she didn't want to take any more big jobs, but she changed her mind or something, because now we have something looking like a refit of their ship in our bay. You would not believe it. They want their entire ship disarmed, cutting out defensive arrays, weapon lockers, ship-to-ship countermeasures, a whole lot. We'll be able to start with an arms dealership with all the hardware we'll have up there when we're done. Anyways, it's a massive job. We need some hands. Bliss said to get you. So come on up. Bliss is waiting for you to accept the job. It'll be good to have you up there again. It'll be like old times. Into the debate. It's weirdly quiet. Mort's supposed to be on an errand, and maybe Bliss is prepping the kit. Sleeper! Oh, hey, Ankita. The idea of not seeing Ankita when you entered the room would have seemed unlikely to you several cycles ago, but seeing her without her armor, she seems smaller and less imposing. What are you doing here? I was about to ask you the same thing. She kicks off the wall and comes a little closer. So what is this? Come to avenge Ashton or a sleeper? Or just looking for another payout? Her anger is familiar, but quieter than before, restrained. I don't really want to fight. Like, I'm not interested in fighting. Then why are you here? She looks away and you can't tell her anger isn't directed at you in particular. It radiates off her liver. Yeah, I work here, lady. Better be ready to sign, comes a shout from the bay, because I've got my best repair tech coming up here, and they're gonna... She stops when she sees you and Ankita standing off. Oh, Sleeper, you're already here. Miss Cassetta, this is the tech I was telling you about. He's best on the... Do you know each other? She's a killer! Yeah, we work together. Bliss squints at you both before continuing. Bliss produces a sight. Now, Miss Cassetta, if you'll sign your damage waiver here, we can start looking on the decommissioning. My tech is eager to get started, as am I. Thank you. Everything okay with the special payment terms we discussed? All fine, says Ankita, giving you another hard look. Then she kicks off and drifts to the entrance. I'll be in the gimbal. Special payment terms? Look, Sleeper, there's something I have to tell you. She glances around again. And then she stabs you! No. This isn't exactly a typical job. Miss Cassetta, Ankita, doesn't have the chits to pay us, so we've made a special agreement. I'm leaving. You're joining a Merc crew? Don't make me laugh. Ankita is ex-Merc. Why do you think she's setting in to remove all the ship's armament? Amber. The ship's name is Amber. She gives you a funny look. There's some history there, huh? Look, all I care about is she's heading for the Starward Belt. Isn't that where the second game is set? That's where I'm heading. Also, I wanted to ask if you'd like to come with us. To the second game! And probably another ending. I know things have been hard on you. But I asked Ankita if she'd carry two of us, and she said yes. Mortz will take over the bay anyways, though if you are welcome to help him run it. I just thought you might be in need of a fresh start. Think about it anyways. Bertha's here. We gotta finish the job. Alright, what do you need from me? Quite a few positive things. Wow. This would be a risky job if you didn't know the Amber that well. Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Immortal. Reroll. Ooh, much better. Alright. Let's go ahead and pop a stabilizer, because we want to be at top dice for the next day. Looks like food is extremely close, however, so it looks like we will be finishing this up tomorrow. So, the rest of this, as well as the DLCs, I guess there's 3 separate quests in the DLCs, will be tomorrow during the first shift, and I hope to see you then.